from, feet far from. Homies on the mic, they thinking they your son. You go from, feet far from. Me, myself, to me, each is own. You go from, feet far from. Homies on the mic, they thinking they your son. You go from, feet far from. You go from, 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 feet far 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 from, you go from, feet from, you go, you go, you go, you go from, you go, you go, you go from. Get with the program. All I want is a little bit of romance. Get inside your pants. So vibe with me. Roll this one, get high with me. Sip this drink, get drunk with me. The DJ plays hits at pump. You go from, feet far from,
is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. Tell them that's life, yeah, it's c'est la vie. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the option. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. We're running the game now. Foot on the gas, can slow down, no. We holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah.
linebacker number 0, Sean Cullen. Linebacker number 5, Howard Zhao. Linebacker number 13, Ethan Gino. Linebacker number 20, Isaiah Cooper. Defensive back number 10, C.J. Augustin. Defensive back number 11, Dean Heron. Defensive back number 16, Harvey Muhammad. Defensive back number 21, Karen Burry. And defensive back number 23, Keyshawn Bestwick. The Langley Rams are led by head coach Jordan McCarty. Today's team officials are Chris Short, Doug Young, Mark Fontana, Danny Bennett, Kevin McWilliam, Hans Vanderdoe, and Taylor Anderson. The Langley Rams acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is on the traditional territories of the Coast Salish people, and we acknowledge the growing relationship with the Kwantlen, Patsy, Basque, and Semiahmoo First Nations. If you are able, would you please stand? Please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Favorite song, Oh Canada, and that means it's almost time to play some football, some playoff football, in fact, right here from McLeod Athletic Park on BCFC TV and channel 1981 on TELUS TV. It's Jake Elliott, and joined this week by the president of the British Columbia Football Conference, in Tyler McLaren in his 7th year, and not the first time you've done this. Appreciate you sliding into the color analyst chair for a little playoff football, a rematch, if you will, from just a week ago for West Shore and Langley.
Yeah, it should be a good game, and thanks for having me today. Obviously, these teams met recently, last week actually, so they played a really good football game. So Rams came away with a 24-13 win, so expecting a good game. These teams, obviously, it's their 3rd meeting of the season, so they're very familiar with each other, and I expect a good game today.
Yeah, and they're, like you mentioned, their 3rd meeting, and the old adage in football, Tyler, always tough to beat a team 3 times in a row, no matter who you're playing against. It was 23-10 in the opening game over there in Langford. So we'll see if Langley can sweep the Rebels here and advance to the Cullen Cup, as the other matchup features the Valley Huskers and the Okanagan Sun. I believe that's also a 4 o'clock kickoff going on in the Apple Bowl. We'll try and keep you apprised of that score as we move along. BC Lions in action tonight, of course, as they take on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. So It's a good day. It's a good afternoon here for football from Langley, to say the least, as wind not going to be a factor here today. Bright sunshine, perfect fall conditions for a little playoff football.
2 weeks in a row we had, it was funny, we commented on the fact that the flags weren't even moving at all on the goalposts, or even the Canadian flag in the end zone, nothing. So it's been very rare, obviously being by the airport here. You do get usually a little bit of wind, but we've been fortunate the last 2 weeks. So perfect conditions for October football, playoff football.
Well, we look forward to it as the two teams are out at center for the opening coin toss. Captains and officials alike, as the Langley Rams will wear their blues, yellow, white helmets in there, as the Rebels will be in their road whites. Red pants, red buckets for West Shore. Head coach Mark Townsend. And of course, Jordan McCarty, the head man here in Langley. And I think, a pretty successful regular season here, Tyler, for both clubs. Langley finishing at 7-3, 5-5 for West Shore. And you look at those two losses against Langley, that really the difference in those two teams' regular seasons.
For sure, and the Rebels obviously coming off being in and hosting the Canadian Bowl last year, lost a lot of players to graduation and so on. So they've done a pretty good job this year. They had a game earlier in the year they expected to win, and almost did against the Okanagan Sun and earlier in the season. So their record could be even better than what it shows at 5-5. And for the Rams finishing 7-3, improvement from last year. Now obviously hosting a playoff game here today in the semifinals is a good thing for the program.
Yeah, and you look at the Okanagan Sun, who finished a perfect 10-0, but I wouldn't say it was a completely dominant season for Okanagan. A lot of tight games along the way for that team as well. So no matter, if they get past Valley, whoever they face in the final, should they get through, it's going to be a good football game. I just don't think there's a whole lot of separation between the top four teams.
No, there really isn't. And the Sun, especially at the start of the season, they were in a real dogfight and were trailing the game in Vancouver Island against the Raiders. They had a one that they came back and played a great game to come away with a 33-30 win over West Shore. So they've had some games. The Rams played up in Okanagan.
Touchdown loss there, yeah.
And actually the Rams were up in that game early and everything. So the Sun obviously are the class of the league right now at 10-0. You can't take that away from them. But obviously there's a lot more parity that we've seen this year, and it showed with VI Raiders beating a couple of playoff teams the last 2 weeks of the season. So it's good to see a lot closer games, 3 really close games last week. So we love to see that, and the fans love to see it too.
It looks like it'll be Hunter Norman that will play quarterback here once again for Langley. He played in that 24-13 victory for the Rams last week, as Valina Hooper injured in the second to last game of the regular season, and I believe inactive here today. We didn't see a lot of Bruce Jones earlier last week as well. We'll see if he gets a few more touches here as we're ready to go. Kick it off. Let's play some playoff football, as the Rams will accept the opening kick and the return on here from the 8-yard line into traffic and down at the 21, and that's where the offense will set up for their opening possession of this semifinal playoff game.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more of Bruce Jones. My understanding is he could have played a little bit last week and was healthy, good enough to go, but Rams decided not to play him a lot and leaned on Reggie Ellie. So we'll see how that backfield goes today between those two guys, as both are talented, and we'll see how that all plays out today.
Yeah, a real two-headed monster in that backfield, as Reggie Ellie averaging 6 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns on the season, and Bruce Jones 7 yards to go with a matching 5 touchdowns. As it's Ellie to start this opening series here for Langley, as Norman starts in the shotgun. And he'll fake it and try to hand it off to Ellie in a bit of a bobbled snap or handoff there. As Ellie went one way, Norman turned the other, and Langley lucky to gain a couple of yards on that opening play.
Yeah, I agree totally with you. Miscommunication there, first snap of the game, maybe a little bit of nerves. And you can see on the replay there, the Rebels looked like they were blitzing right exactly where the Rams were trying to run, or where Ellie ended up running. So Rams probably fortunate to only get 1 or 2 yards, as that could have been a disaster on the first play.
So let's call it second and a long 8 here for the Rams, as they work from the right hash mark here, working south to north, and now a fumbled snap. Norman going to try and run this one, and he's going to go nowhere. And in fact, drop for a loss, as Cole Bunting in on the tackle. As a bit of a shaky start here for the Rams offense, and a great start for West Shore's defense.
Yeah, sometimes it's not a bad thing to start with your defense on the field. I know offensive coaches will say they want the ball first to try and get some points. But good job by the Rebels defense there. The Rams look a little jittery there, and that can happen playoff time of year at home. So I'm sure they'll get to the sidelines, work on the snaps, and make sure they just settle those nerves down.
Maybe, just get the quarterback up under center for a series as well, just to kind of take that extra math out of the equation. As Arvalo stands back to return, kick is away, and it's a short one. Arvalo will step up onto it. He gets across the Rams 40 and spun out of bounds at the 39, but good field position here for Pickard and company to come out, and a short field for their opening possession.
Yeah, very good start for West Shore on special teams. They pin the Rams inside or at the 20-yard line, then get a quick 2-and-out, and now we'll start their first offensive series inside the Ram 30 or 40-yard line, So good start here. Obviously only a minute and a half into this game, but good start here for the Rebels, especially being on the road.
Pickard over 2,300 yards in the regular season through the air. Did have 16 touchdowns, but did also have 19 interceptions, including 3 to C.J. Augustin a week ago. One that went for a house call. As an opening run there, we'll pick up close to 4. And they're inside the 35-yard line here.
Interesting to see here, the first run of the game went to their Rebels' normal safety, and you can see right away the reduced roster size. That was Gio Lianuzzi with the ball with the carry. Not something he's done, but I know he's done that in the high school ranks. So you can see the Rebels going all in here and playing guys both ways.
Well, Lianuzzi again will lower the pads and drive ahead, and he'll pick up a first down and more as that run goes for about 13 yards. And the Rebels in business here as an injured Ram on the play as well. Tough to pick up a number from way up here in the broadcast booth, but the training staff will come on. And all I can see is a 0 is at 20, and if that is Isaiah Cooper, that is dangerous stuff here for Langley, one of their top defensive players for the Rams defense.
Does look like number 20 as when they rolled him over onto his back. I thought I saw 20, but yeah, Isaiah is a big part of obviously the defense. Was just named a BCFC All-Star, so the Rams will want to see him healthy and back on his feet and before too long.
Look like Aaron Linden will check in as they work on the right leg here of Cooper, who's just flat on his back, hands on his head, and that's a tough way to start a playoff game, especially for one of your top starters here. And we'll just have to wait and see how much damage is done here and whether he can continue in this game. By first glance, it does not look good here for Cooper.
No, and sometimes when they're working down in the bottom part of the leg area, you hope it's just like a
high
cramp or something like that,
yeah,
where it's something that can be quickly resolved. But obviously, the longer that goes, the more. And now it looks like he's going to be brought to his feet. So hopefully Isaiah's back. He is limping off, but hopefully he's back not too long for the Rams.
Yeah, just the fact that he's walking off under his own power is a real good sign here for the Rams, and hopefully able to shake that off and continue in this game as the West Shore Rebels look to continue this drive that started back, about the 45-yard line here. They're just inside the 25 now and have a fresh set of downs here as they work under center in the I formation. Play action. Pickard, deep shot over the middle into the end zone and drops it in the bucket for a Rebels touchdown here as Kwame Franklin had all day to run under that one, and a perfect ball from Pickard for 6.
Yeah, perfect throw there by Ethan Picard to Kwame Franklin, and that's the perfect start for the Rebels in this game today. So great start for them. And even last week when Picard was throwing, yes, he threw a lot of interceptions. I think he had 5, but he also made some throws that were exactly like that one right there, that were right on the money. So Picard he can obviously make some mistakes just like anybody else, but then all of a sudden he makes a throw like that pays off huge for his team.
Well, speaking of mistakes, I think I was going with Pickard when it is Picard, so I appreciate the correction on that, as here's the extra point attempt, which is up and through, and you can't draw up a better start here for the road team, as they put 7 on the board in their opening offensive series, got a 2-and-out on their opening defensive series, and Langley will have to play from behind here on their home floor, or home field, I should say, here at beautiful McLeod Athletic Park for a 3:30 kickoff, a little earlier than normal here in Langley, and crowd still filing in, but another good contingent of Rebels fans on hand here that have made the trip over.
Yeah, a lot of red in the crowd. Obviously, Ram fans are notoriously come in usually after kickoff sometimes. I've noticed that in all the years here at McLeod, but good traveling squad here by the Rebels for sure, traveling to watch their team play.
Maybe they'll let go a little cheaper out in the parking lot.
Exactly. You never know. but had to move the game obviously to 3:30 just for the potential of having overtime.
Well, of course, long weekend as well, Thanksgiving, and gotta make sure everybody gets home to friends and family for turkey dinner.
That too, and the last ferry. Otherwise, the Rebels will have to swim back to Victoria.
Yes. Well, they'll kick it off, and they will kick deep from his own 3-yard line this time on the return. Good cut at the initial point of attack, and can't quite get out to the 20-yard line, as I believe that was Murins on the return.
Yeah, Dean Murins on the return there. Twice in a row, the Rams barely get or are at the 20-yard line to start their drive. So good special teams early for the Rebels, getting downfield with their kick cover teams, and the Rams are scrimmaging deep. They got to clean that up because obviously the return game can be huge, and the Rams have some people that can break one. But good so far in this game, good downfield coverage by the Rebels.
We'll see if the execution a little sharper here on series number 2. I believe Bruce Jones is into the backfield for this first down play, as Norman claps the hands, and he'll hand off to Jones, and he's swarmed immediately, and he's going to lose yardage on first down as the Rebels just came with everybody anticipating the run. However, we do have a flag up at the 22-yard line.
It's probably in the neighborhood of offside against somebody, judging by the fact that looks like the Rams think it's going to be against the Rebels. Maybe a blitzing guy got a little bit too jumpy on that snap.
Neutral zone infraction. As we'll wait for the call. It is declined, in fact, and so
no flag.
Never understood that, Tyler. Gotta be honest with you.
Sometimes they throw it if somebody checks in, like if a player checks in, and they throw the flag until they get it confirmed. That can happen, or they realize the team did have an end, so it's not a legal formation, but they'll throw a flag in case it was, and then talk about it. So sometimes those are some of the things that can make a referee throw a flag. But yeah, I'm with you. Sometimes I see a flag thrown, and I'm like, well, if there's no infraction, why throw the flag?
What'd you throw it for in the first place?
Exactly.
Well, loss of 2. Well, 2nd and 12. As they go with a crowded formation here, as Norman will hand off. And a good run for Jones as he breaks free of the pack and tripped up from behind across the 35-yard line. Bruce Jones will signal first down for the official. As a good run there to get themselves out of a deep hole there, and Bruce Jones, a welcome addition back into the lineup.
Really good run there by Bruce Jones. You can see why he as well was an all-star this year, and he made a big play as the Rams show faith in their all-star running back, running on 2nd and 12 or so, and getting more than enough to move the chains and get their first down of the game.
830 yards for Jones in the regular season, as he'll get another touch here as he runs to the left. And maybe it looked like a face mask there. And yes, a flag does come flying in late. Either a horse collar or a face mask. Tough to tell. But it should garner 15 yards here against the Rebels, and this drive will continue for Langley.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I saw the same thing. This should be a 15-yard penalty, as Jones was kind of turned around after he got past so it looks like it was. So it is a Rebel 15-yard penalty. He was kind of turned around once he got past the first wave of Rebel defenders, and that's going to be 15 more for the home side.
You don't see it often, but Terrell Jones checking out of the game as Isaiah Edwards comes in. So they're tough late wide receiver out of the game here and doesn't look too happy about it down on the sideline. I'm sure number 2 will be back in short order as this Rams drive now into Rebel territory at the 53-yard line right on the township flag. As they go with an offset formation in the backfield. Crisscross motion. It's a little pitch play. And Edwards will try and lower the pads, but nothing there. As a design play for Isaiah Edwards into the game goes nowhere, and another 2nd and long here for Langley.
Well played by the Rebels there. The Rams tried to run that to the short side of the field, so not a lot of room there for Isaiah to make some yardage. He would have to cut pretty quick and get upfield, so Rebels did what they needed to do, stayed in the defensive lanes, forced Isaiah to bounce, and before not too long he was met the out-of-bounds marker and not many yards, actually lost 2 on the play.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if that play would have been much more effective running to the wide side of the field just to kind of give it time to develop. As Norman with an empty backfield stands in there, delivers. He's got Edwards. He's got a catch. He's got a first down. And he's down to the ground at the 41-yard line. Not a lot of pop on that football, but it got home, and Edwards ran a good route just long enough to pick up the first down.
Yeah, Isaiah ran a really good route there, cleared the defense there, ran the out pattern, and Hunter Norman bang on right. That ball didn't have a lot of zip on it, but the reason it didn't is because he had to hold in there as long as he possibly could to wait for Isaiah to clear and be open. So Hunter Norman threw that ball. It was right on the money, but not a lot of mustard on it for sure.
We'll go quickly here as Norman will hand off to Jones once again, protecting the football as he plows up into the middle and will garner a couple as a late push forward. We'll check the spot here. And I think they'll give him forward progress to the 38. And we'll be about 7 yards short of the first down here, down to the 38-yard line here at West Shore. Much more effective second drive here with the aid of a personal foul penalty. And Langley trying to even up the football game here early in this first quarter. Norman will cock the leg, and here's the snap. Here comes pressure. Football up, and it's tipped and caught and intercepted. Almost dropped as Norman got dropped in the Rams' backfield, and he is slow to get up as he threw an interception. Down around the 19-yard line, and the Rebels come up with a stop on defense.
Yeah, that one, you'll see it on the replay here. Hunter's trying to hang in as long as he can, but unfortunately, the Rebels are coming on a blitz from their right, from Hunter Norman's left. I think that was number 39 for the Rebels.
Cameron Cohn, 24, that got the interception, yeah.
Yeah, and 39 got the pressure. Bryce Ruther, one of the Rebels' top linebackers. So he absolutely hit Norman extremely hard on that one, and that forced kind of a floating throw that the Rebels were able to intercept.
We'll try and shake that off as the Rams defense will look to get a stop here, and they'll get one on first down. That's a short gain of 1 along the ground.
Rebels going back now to their backfield contingent. That was Ryan Vincent with the carry. So Ryan Vincent, Chris McClarty, those are the normal two backs as the Rebels are still without Carter Williams, who is hurt right now. So
yeah.
a bit of a trifecta now, throwing Gio Lainuzzi in the backfield that we saw in the first drive for the Rebels.
They'll miss Williams and his 8 touchdowns, but averaging 8 yards per carry is Vincent. Play action here, Picard, a deep shot. This one is up for grabs, and is it caught?
Wow.
My goodness,
Wow.
What a catch.
2 Ram defenders right there as they get past midfield. I think that was Zion Brown that came down with that. As soon as Picard threw that one, I thought this is going to be trouble going the other way for the Rebels, and the Rams were going to intercept it. But Zion Brown really timed his jump there. You can see 2 Ram defenders right there.
Wow,
and
yeah.
that is a heck of a catch there as Zion with a big catch moving the sticks for his team.
The concentration just to stick with it, as it looked like Murins just didn't time his jump very well. Might have had a little contact there as he went up for it as well. As trying to bounce it to the outside was Vincent, and he's dropped right at the line of scrimmage at the Rams' 50. And I'll bring up a 2nd and 10 after a big shot downfield for Zion Brown, who had a pretty good game against Langley a week ago, had a touchdown in that game, a couple of long catches as well. But it was just the rest of the offense that didn't really get going here for West Shore, but a good start nonetheless.
Yeah, good cover or good run defense there by the Rams as there was nowhere to go, and they quickly smothered that one. So good job there by the Rams front group.
Let's see what they do here on 2nd down. They roll out. Picard runs down, little push off there, and a late tackle.
Yeah.
And they're looking for an offensive pass interference call, and I can't say I blame them, as C.J. Augustin got a little shove there to create the separation to make that catch as Franklin brings in another one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw the little hand. You can see the right hand there just kind of create a little separation. Coaches will call that just hand checking or hand fighting, of course, if you're on the offensive side of the ball, but a little push there. But if Picard threw that earlier, I think he walks into the end zone. So I kept looking for him to throw that a little sooner.
So 1st and goal, and here's Vincent to the goal line and subbed under there, but I think just short of the goal line. It'll be 2nd down as a real good low tackle there to kind of stop him right in his tracks.
Trying to see who made it. That was a really nice play by one of the Rams linebackers. Not sure if it was Ethan Gino, but you'll see right here.
Just got
on
real
the left
low.
side. Yeah, he just came in right there, bang, stuck him right there. Might have been Dean Murins actually, now that I look at it. But nice stick there on down near the goal line.
I think Linden got a piece of him as well, but it's still 2nd down and goal here from the 1-yard line as Picard will line up under center again. Hands off to Vincent, and he's stopped again. Gang tackled, and probably for a loss as well, as the Rams defense holds up here on 2nd down, and now a 3rd down decision.
Yeah, decision time here early for Mark Townsend. You want to take the points, but you're also going, we're down there so close and we want to get the 7. But this play was designed and really blown up, and he won't get credit for any tackle or sack, but whoever was right on the inside, right on the center, really got some penetration there. And although he didn't make the end tackle, his teammates did. It was that pressure that forced the running back to bounce out, and then the rest of the Ram teammates were able to make the play.
Yeah, and Coach Townsend wants a little time to think about this decision now as he calls timeout before this crucial third down. As it comes with 6 minutes to go in this opening quarter, with West Shore up 7-0 and threatening for more, whether this third down play will be a 3 attempt or they'll go for it on third down. And I don't know. What are you doing here, Coach? I'm a road team on the road
taking the points.
playoff.
You're taking the points.
No, I'm going for the jugular here. You're up
you.
7, and I just think you try and step right on him right here.
I'm with you. Knowing that where the time of the game it is, we're about 9 minutes into this game. You're up 7 points. Worst case scenario, you're on the road, like you said.
You turn
Worst
the ball
case
over,
scenario,
and
turn
they
the
got
ball
a
over,
huge field to go down.
And they got a huge field to go down, and you might get a safety on if you stop them on defense. So if I'm Mark Townsend, I'm going for this one.
Well, I don't want to say great minds, Tyler, but it looks like the offense.
Usually it's the other way, and then I say that's why we're sitting in the booth and the coaches are on the field, but they're thinking along the same lines. I see Gio Linuzzi is in there again in the backfield, so watch for the pink shoes to maybe get the ball here.
Linuzzi, the deep man. It's play action to the end zone and incomplete. They're going to throw a flag.
Yeah, that one I don't think will be. To me, there was a lot of contact. He was on his back. I think that's, if we see a replay, I think that's a legitimate pass interference call. We'll see it here as he goes to the corner. He's trying to run the out, and there's contact there before the ball catches there.
Just a hand on the back there as Muhammad trying to run with Zion Brown across the back of the end zone, and that's a tough cover one-on-one.
And you could tell what the Rebels were trying to do is it was almost like they were trying to run a pick play, knowing the Rams were in man cover. So you saw the wide receiver come in and kind of run accidentally on purpose at one of the Ram defenders and then trying to create some separation for the inside slot.
So essentially another set. Now here's Picard on the quarterback keeper, and no signal yet. Now there it is, touchdown West Shore. As the quarterback plunges across the goal line, and it's 13-0 West Shore here on the road in the opening quarter. As they have this Langley crowd stunned here early in this big playoff game.
Yeah, good run there as Picard just kept his legs going there. The Rams got a good push there up front again, and it was not an easy yard for Picard to get, but he was able to get across the goal line and extend this lead to what should be 14-0 after this kick.
And the kick is in fact up and through.
But good start here for the Rebels. If you're the Rams, you're sitting there going, okay, there's a lot of football left in this one. They've got explosive players on the offensive side of the ball with Bruce Jones, Terrell Jones, and other Isaiah Edwards. They've got lots of talent. So if you're on the Rams sideline, you're probably just saying, guys, let's just settle down, play our game, get back to what we do well. And there's a lot of football left to be played here today.
They've kicked to Murins the last 2 times as Gobding is back deep as well. But Langley down 14-0 in this first quarter. And remember, they received the ball to start this game as well. So West Shore will get it to start the second half. But you don't want to get too much further behind than they are already if you want to try and mount a comeback in this game.
Oh, for sure. And what you notice, I mean, and you know, Jake, you've been around as long as the rest of us, is you watch the roller coasters that the teams go on. And sometimes they go as high and as low. And I'm sure both coaches are trying to let that go out of bounds. There you go.
Smart play.
And most of these coaches are probably saying, guys, let's just, when you have some things go your way, we don't need to think that we're the end all be all. And conversely, if you're down and some things don't go your way, let's just keep our level heads. And that's obviously a big challenge in an emotional event like this and with 2 good football teams.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the message from Coach McCarty down there as well, who's been through the trials and tribulations of BC junior football as well.
Yeah, Jordan, of course, a player here with the Rams before getting into the coaching side, spent some time at SFU, and obviously he's an alumni of the team, so it's good to see he's done a good job here, and very popular coach by what I understand with the players, and communicates well, and lots of good things to say about Jordan.
And he's got Father Orlando to keep him in check when he gets out of line as well.
That's true.
No matter if you're the head coach or not. 1st and 10 here for Langley as they overload and run the sweep. A flag comes in. And this in the area of holding on the Rams, and just not a good start offensively here for Langley so far.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold here as the Rams try and get a little motion, jump a couple people, and then run off the left-hand side. But Rebels strung it out there, but there was a hold on the left-hand side, and now we'll see if the Rebels elect to decline this penalty and make it second and long, or push the Rams back in 1st and 20.
Wholesale changes here on the offense as about 4 substitutions come in.
And I just saw the last couple of guys come off the field. It looked like a couple of old linemen came off. So
I think they loaded up the beef package there for that
first down play.
Yeah, that sweep play, and it just didn't really pan out. And you know, you're going to have your holds. This guy's just trying a little bit too hard to make a play. But now they stare at a 1st and 20 as they snap it from the 30-yard line here. And it's Reggielli on the carry. He might have something here to the edge. Trying to stay on his feet. Pretty good pursuit to the football as well from West Shore, as they'll pick up close to 5, but still a long way to go to pick up a first down.
Yeah, a long way to go there, as that was a really nice defensive play by number 14, Olu Okunlola, as he came in there and took Reggielli low and made that nice tackle there. So limited the gain to maybe 5 or 4 or 5 or something like that. So a long way to go here for the Rams on second down.
Got to get to the 50-yard line here for a first down, as they're in the sunshine here at McLeod. And here's the shotgun snap, quick throw for Jones, and almost picked off. Jones stays on his feet, fights for a few more yards out across the 40, but well short of the marker. And I think this is a kicking situation here for Langley. Yeah. Too early in the football game to gamble.
Too early, and you're on your own side of midfield, so punting situation here. That was almost intercepted that we see on the replay there, and if that was jumped, I mean, the Rams are probably saying, well, let's store that in our notebook for later, because you might be able to hit the Rebels with a pump and go, and if the Rebels jump up, a little double move, and away you go, because the Rebels came up and played that one very aggressively. So
it almost feels like they're in the playbook here a little bit right now. They got a good read on what Langley's trying to accomplish early in this football game defensively. High snap, kick away, and it's a high kick. And Arvalo will bring it in. No flags come in, and good downfield tackling there from the Rams will keep them shy of the 45-yard line here of West Shore, as the offense comes back out, which has been firing here, up 14-0. And we'll have another chance to add to their lead here in this first quarter with just over 4 minutes to go in it.
Yeah, good field position here again for the Rebels. They've had that so far in this first quarter, so they're going to probably try and now look at it and say, obviously there's a lot of football left, but if they can establish the run, similar to how Langley did when they played over in West Shore, they can really milk some clock here, churn out some yards, and obviously keep their offense on the field. So if I'm West Shore, I'm thinking I'm going to be trying to run the ball here.
From the 44, and Picard will throw, and he's got a completion for about a 7-yard gain, as he hooks up with Franklin once again, who has really been the target here so far in this opening quarter for Picard. He's gone to him 3 times and 3 completions.
Yeah, good throw there by Picard. Just a little curl route or a little stop route there. So pitch and catch for those guys at this time of the year. They've been doing it all year. Timing was good there. So good play there for the Rebels on first down.
Long 3, short 4. Vincent spins into a bunch of Ram defenders who will drive him backwards. And it'll be a loss of 1 and third down here on West Shore, who will bring out the kick team for the first time in this game. And it's exactly what the Rams defense needed on that set.
Yeah, good play there on the inside. One of the things I noticed there, and maybe the Rebels will take notice there, is the defensive end on that RPO, run pass option play, is the defensive end kind of crashed down and made a nice play for the Rams. But if I'm the Rebels, I'm watching that again, and if that happened, if he plays it the same way he did, I would be pulling that with Ethan Picard and him running it himself.
Gio Lanuzzi back to punt. Snap a little to the left and almost block there. Gets it away. Beswick will bring it in at his own 23. And pretty good coverage from West Shore as well, and another long field here for the Rams offense. But they get it back and a chance to cut into this 14-0 deficit.
Yeah, it's another injured Ram on the play here down around the 28-yard line or so we'll get some attention for him. But you see the field position in this first quarter, and I think each team has maybe had 3 or 4 drives now here in the first quarter. But if you looked at the average starting position now between where the Rebels have started their drives and the Rams, the one side of the field hasn't even had any shoes lay on it except for warm up. So I think the Rams are going to try and get their run game going, try and get Bruce Jones involved and Reggie Ellie, and try and get down on the other side of the field because they got to tilt the field in their favor here pretty quick.
It's Taryn Birdie, the former New West Hayak. That is on his backside right now. He could probably just do a little barrel roll here and get off the field, Tyler. If I don't know what the injury is, but
He's pretty
about,
close.
He's about a half
I don't
yard
think
away
the
from-
trainers would like that though.
No.
They might just say stay down and we'll look after you and make sure everything is good.
And any chance that Langley has to kind of slow this game down a little bit as well, I think they will take advantage of that just to kind of find their footing and get their composure here. As I'm sure they're really hoping for a better start to this playoff game, but find themselves down 14-0 here with 2.5 to go in the opening quarter and just haven't really found their way yet.
No, not yet. And sometimes, and when you talk to the coaches, a lot of times, I mean, yes, you want to play in front of your home fans and your family and everything else, but some like the feel. I mean, the teams obviously like to host for obvious reasons, but a lot of the coaches say, you're the visiting team. You just come in here, you can pull the underdog card, you can say, hey, we got nothing to lose, we're just doing this and that, and they like the feeling of sometimes being the road team coming into somebody else's house.
Yeah, Birdie not putting any pressure on his leg as he's helped off to the sideline, but it's the Rams offense that's on the field right now. As Norman has a look to his left, a look to his right, 3 receivers to the high wide side. Jones steps up in protection. Norman has that ball just batted right backwards, and it's an incompletion.
Yeah, incomplete pressure. Rebels were coming with pressure again, as they seem to have been blitzing a lot so far in this first quarter. They did that last game a lot too, where they're bringing pressure. And if I'm Langley, I would be trying to say, okay, let's see if we can set up a screen or something like that.
Delayed draw or something,
just something to slow it down and force them to like if somebody's being aggressive, you sometimes want to make them pay for trying to play that way. And a screen play is not a bad way to get somebody to maybe think twice about sending a lot of people.
A lot of great A beef on that defensive line here for West Shore. They are big. And you don't want to see Langley just kind of abandon the run, because that's really their bread and butter here as well, as Norman will roll out for this second down. He's got time, throws deep, it's into traffic again, it's intercepted again at the 50-yard line. And that was not a good ball there for Norman. It just hung up in the air way too long. And an easy pick for the Rebels. Norman's second interception of the game, and West Shore right back in business in Langley territory.
Yeah, you're spot on right, Jake, there. That was not a good throw there by Hunter Norman. Gio Lainuzzi, the all-star defensive back for the Rebels, was just sitting and waiting. He was playing safety. He rolled with Norman, and when that ball was up, he just made a play on it. So that was not a good throw there. And once again, you see changing of possession, and you look now, Rebels are going to be scrimmaging on the Ram side of midfield.
Is that you or is that me?
No, that's neither one of us.
Okay.
We're all looking at our phones here as it was ringing in the press box.
I'm like, who keeps their ringer on these days anyways?
And now I got to check mine to make sure I have mine up.
Lainuzzi, after the interception, gets a carry out of the backfield and picks up close to 7, maybe 8 yards on first down. Second and short here for West Shore.
And we'll watch that with both teams now. As you see, Lainuzzi just goes straight from defense over to the offensive side of the ball with the roster size going down to 45. We'll watch to see.
And why is that, Tyler?
It's mainly a travel situation where come playoff time, the roster shrink. And then obviously when they get to the national games, the CJFL roster gets down to 40. So it shrinks even more as games go on. So it forces teams to just cut their rosters, make some choices of who can play special teams. And you see that reaction right now. Even a guy like Gio, who's used to only playing defense all year, is now being put in a position where he's going to have to play some offense as well. And teams take the approach and say, listen, we're going to load up with our horses, and in a playoff game there is no tomorrow. So let's make sure we empty our tank and try and win a football game.
Well, Lainuzzi with 2 straight carries picks up a West Shore first down. As they're down to the Rams 32-yard line now, but down on the turf is a West Shore Rebel injured. As we're into the final minute of this first quarter, with West Shore still up 14-0 here. And see Terrell Jones down on the sideline here, Tyler, starting to warm up his arm.
Yeah, I saw that as well, and I think that would be early to make a change like that. but maybe, 2 interceptions, like we said. It's just hard, obviously, because Terrell Jones is such an asset on as a receiver. It's hard to think, yes, you could put Isaiah Edwards back in there to go along with guys like Gob Dang and that kind of stuff, but
just an older veteran, right?
Yeah.
That's been around, and he's not, the moment's not going to be too big for him, and you just wonder if the confidence right now for Hunter Norman is a little bit shaky after 2 interceptions here, and his first playoff game where Jones has been around this Rams organization. Of course, won a Subway Bowl with the Hayaks. No, that's wrong.
He was a
No,
tweet-
that's
he was
wrong.
tweeting.
That's wrong.
You and your New West. I
was getting
little
him and Birdie mixed up, but regardless,
I know
he's-
you're a New West guy.
No, I'm a Coquitlam guy. I'm a Centaurs guy.
I thought you were a Salmon Belly.
No, I had to play. I had to play in New West, but born and raised in Coquitlam. But point being, Jones has played in some big football games over his career, and maybe you go with the more experienced guy and just try and settle this offense down a little bit.
Well, that's the other thing, and it could be where the offensive coaches and Jordan are saying, let's just take Hunter Norman out for a series and just let him relax and see things. If you see things from the bench, lots of times it just allows you to calm your nerves down. So it might be a case where they're going to put Terrell Jones in for a series, let him run the ball, do some things, and then come back to Hunter Norman after just giving him a little breather to collect himself. That could be the plan for the Rams as well.
First things first, try and get a stop on defense here if you're Langley, as it's a 1st and 10 for West Shore from the 33. It's a pitch play to Lanuzzi. He's trying to pick his way through the defense and does a pretty good job of it as he strings that play out for about a 3-4 yard gain on 1st down. Patient run.
Very patient run, and that's something, again, Gio hasn't done this. He hasn't played on the offensive side of the ball all year, but has done it when he played high school. I think he was a Mount Doug guy, if my memory is correct, but you see good patience there. The Rams stretch it out. So, it was about a 4 or 5 yard gain, but good patience there shown on that run.
6 yards to go as they work from the left hash this time, and Picard exclusively be under center for most of this game so far, as I think maybe about a yard short, which will bring us to the end of the opening 15 minutes here from the Township. And another decision here for Coach Townsend and company on this 3rd and short.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty close. They may measure this. We'll see. It should be the last play of the first quarter either way.
You want to make a call here?
I'm going to say it's going to be based on, and my eyes are terrible, I always say that, but I would think this is a little bit short.
Say the nose of the football, maybe. Not by much. Rashad Johal will check into the game.
And you got to think, the way the Rebels have played had down near the goal line on the previous drive or the one before that, it wasn't an easy yard to gain. In this case, if they do need yardage, it might only be inches, but it's not a foregone conclusion, especially with the talented Rams.
I think they got it.
It's very right. 3rd down.
Oh, man.
So it's decision time, but normally you'd say just go for this one. But the way the Rams got penetration the last couple of short yard situations, I'd be careful and make sure you do all your normal routines here on this 3rd and short.
A lot of things, you can bobble a snap, you can false start, get a holding penalty. A lot of things can happen here on a 3rd and short.
Yeah, nothing would ever drive a coach more nuts than getting a holding penalty on a 3rd and short, because it's like, we only have to get half a yard. Why would you hold somebody? Like, just hit them. You don't need to hold anybody on that play. But yeah, lots of stuff could go bad center exchange. You never know, even though perfect climate conditions today, things can happen here. And like I said, the Rams have a talented group up front that's gotten some pretty good push.
Well, everybody digs in on the line of scrimmage here. And now they're going to make Lanuzzi check out of the football game, I think, for having jewelry or maybe some blood coming from his knee, something.
Usually
the official picked up and said, you got to get off.
Yeah, usually if it's blood, sometimes they'll give the player like a trainer a minute or two just to try and patch it up, and then if they can't go, then they get you to put somebody else in. So we'll see if they're trying to patch up Gio on the sidelines there.
Yeah, they're going to go to work on the knee down there. So Vincent will check in. Picard will get a new play as he comes into the huddle here, but you had the feeling they were going to go to number 2 in some sort of fashion there, but that option is not available now. As 3rd and short here for West Shore. And Picard. Oh, I don't think so. Cullen stuffed him.
I think. I mean, that's a heck of a play by the All-Star Sean Cullen. So I mean, we'll see, we'll check the spot. They got a generous spot, but
are they giving it?
They're giving it. They look. They gave him a really good spot on that one. And the weird part is, and we'll see it on the replay here, is you'll see Ethan. He comes off the right-hand side, like he kind of turns.
I mean,
the ball. It's where the ball is in theory when you're down. I mean, that's a generous spot.
I think he lost yardage.
The Rams, hard to tell if they're vocal on the sidelines, but they don't look like they're really making a major complaint to the referees about it. They look like they're. But from up here, it looks, and we got another replay. Thanks again to the guys in the truck with good replays here. That was pretty good pressure, pretty good fill by Sean Cullen. Here it is right here.
Just looking at the yard marker.
And anytime you flatten out,
I mean, there's no way, Tyler. That's a first down.
Like you look at where that. So that's at like the 20.5 yard line, or so almost at the 21. That's a very generous spot.
Fortunate break. So I think by the length of the football, West Shore will pick up the first down here as we move into quarter number 2. Jake Elliott, Tyler McLaren with you here for this BCFC semifinal. And a good opening 15 here for the road team as they put up 14 points and allow nothing. And are just outside the red zone here with a 1st and 10 looking to tack on. Brown in the slot. Picard over the middle and through multiple sets of hands. As Augustin was back there.
Dangerous throw there for sure by Picard. 2 flags on the play. There was one coming in late, which would suggest maybe roughing the passer on the one, and the other maybe in the neighborhood of offside or procedure. So we'll see what this is. The one flag came in right around the 30-yard line where Picard threw that. So we'll see if that's. See what that is.
Keep an eye on the quarterback here, see if he takes a late hit or not. We won't get a shot of it there, but
dangerous throw.
Both Augustin and Howard Zhao a chance at snatching that one.
We'll see if this angle shows it any better there. So couldn't tell if there was an off. So it's going to be offside against the Rebels and hold. Okay, so I was going to say I didn't see. Yeah. Just thought in the vicinity of where they threw that ball, but so that'll be the Rams will take the holding penalty and decline the offside. I'm assuming.
You know what you're talking about. They'll back him up 10 here and 1st and 20 now.
So they need to mark off. Referees need to mark the ball back another 5 because they only marked 5 of it off. So they should be moving that ball back past the 30-yard line. Actually, it's okay now. The sticks are set. So a little further to go now for the Rebels offense.
Yep. As Langley will go with a 3-man front here with Joe Hall, the nose tackle. They've been throwing the ball a lot here in this opening half. And they'll throw again here on 1st down. Little out pattern and intended for Brown. And going for that ball was Silas Marchand. And I think he had his eyes on it and didn't see Brown down at his feet and got tripped up just as he was about to try and catch the football.
Yeah, a little bit of contact by both sides there, but that was another throw that, I mean, there's 2 blue jerseys by the Rams standing right there. And I know Zion Brown came down with the other one earlier in the first quarter, right around midfield, but that's another tough throw to the wide side of the field for Picard.
Well, I think that's what Langley has to keep telling himself is this guy's going to give you some chances to pick some balls off. He's a bit of a gunslinger, and here is another deep ball into the end zone. And that's good coverage out there, step for step. And incomplete, 3rd down, and 3rd and 20 here. And it'll be a long field goal attempt if they want to try one from this area.
Yeah, good cover downfield there. The Rebel receiver just ran out of real estate there. Cover, I think that was CJ. It was CJ Augustine back there, who's had a really good year, good week last week, like we commented on, or you commented on, Jake. So good stop there by the Rams. They got the stop. Now they need to hope that the big foot of Gio Linuzzi can't connect on a 38-yard field goal if you're a Ram fan.
Lining up from the right hash mark. Snap and hold are good, and the kick with plenty of leg is through and good for 3 more here. 17-0 West Shore. You're talking about that game for CJ Augustine. I don't know. the Instagram account, the CJFL News. They put up the highlights of the week and everything.
That was the one.
I
I'm
was
sure.
all excited. I saw the highlight come up. No audio. Tyler.
There wasn't. They missed the guys in the booth.
How do you not throw that highlight clip of the house call
To
up
me,
there?
that's more of a highlight than the play itself.
Never mind the video. Just go with the audio.
Yeah. You could almost just not even show the video part of that. Just have the guys in the booth make the call and let the fans experience that great call.
Let me paint the picture for them.
Yeah, it was a heck of a play that week, and then it came kind of against the flow of the play because the Rebels were going down what looked to be like the go-ahead score late in that game, and Augustine just made a heck of a play and took it back to the house.
13:40 here to go in this opening half. Langley now down 3 scores, 17-0, and it is Norman back in there at quarterback. But the Rams will call timeout before this first down play, and that's not something you really want to do after a turnover after a field goal. You come out and you got to call a timeout before you even run the first down play.
Yeah, and it didn't look like there was any, it's not like sometimes you'll see teams call timeouts if they're a man short or they have the wrong personnel or something like that. But like you said, it's the start of a new possession. I didn't see anybody running on or off the field to make Coach McCarty have to call a timeout. So in the first half, it's not obviously as big a situation to have to burn a timeout. But, yeah, I'm with you. You don't want to have to use a timeout in that situation.
Well, shadow starting to creep across the field now. As they'll be well across by the time we end this football game. The lights may even take effect as well. It's beautiful sunshine for Norman and the Rams offense to start this drive. And Norman, deep drop, pass complete, and spinning, running to the 54-yard line. As Gob Dang with his first touch goes for about 22.
Yeah, big play there again, and that's, you see Gob comes from the Hunter Norman's right side, and you'll see him drag across the field to his left, and he's able to clear out because, once again, good call there by the Rams because the Rebels are coming with a blitz, so when the blitz comes, you lose that level of linebackers. There's a penalty there against the Rebels that was declined, but good route there, and that's a good call. If you can hang in there, let the receiver clear out, which Dang did there, that's sometimes a good play you can make because the linebackers, they're coming, so they're not in that normal position to make a play on that for the defense.
Ellie on the sideline. Jones in the backfield. 3 receivers to this near boundary. And Jones, the high man, he'll look to cut it out as they go over the top for Dang again. Drops in the bucket to the 20. Race down the sideline to the pylon. And touchdown.
Big play there. Surprised there wasn't an offside call against the Rebels because they jumped to look on that one. But for the Rams, that's exactly what the doctor ordered, is they needed a response here, down 17-0 here in the first quarter. And Gob Dang was able to connect with Hunter Norman and for a big score for the Rams. And that's a long one. So that'll get the bench motivated and jacked up. That'll get the fans excited. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a Rams fan.
Somebody lost it. It was Gob Dang who lost his shoe on that touchdown right there, Tyler. Watch the black footwear come loose right there.
Oh, yeah, you see the cleat come right up.
And he goes the rest of the way with one boot on.
Maybe made him a little faster because he wasn't carrying.
6, yes.
He wasn't carrying the rest of his. Looks like he lost his sole on the other shoe too. So they may have to get Gob a set of skates out there for the rest of this game.
Extra point is up and through. Rams are on the board as they have yet to update the scoreboard as well. It is 17-7 right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said, what the Rams needed. And I mean, I looked just right before that play. So, I mean, Gob only had 10 catches this year as he came in more halfway or a third of the way through the season. 2 of them, I think his first 2 or 2 of the first 3 went for touchdowns. So he's a guy that's got big play talent. He obviously was successful when he played at the University of Calgary. So he's a guy that when the Rams need to strike, and they've got guys like him and Isaiah Edwards and Terrell Jones, so they've got the guys that can score in a hurry, and they just need to be able to protect Hunter Norman, give him the time, and make a couple good throws, which he did on that drive.
Marcus Jones will handle place kicking duties here today for Langley. As we've seen Lawson, Dosange, and Jones all kick the football here for Langley this season.
Which is the other thing, sorry to interrupt you, Jake, that's the other thing, when you go down to a smaller roster too.
Sometimes you sacrifice the kicker.
You got, in the Rams case, they have to allocate 2 spots for 2 kickers, whereas sometimes a team can have a guy do the punting and the kicking.
Right.
So in the Rams case, they've got a designated punter and obviously a designated kicker as well. So that's 2 out of the 45. Then you throw a quarterback in there. So it makes it hard to fill up special teams where you got to put the starters in.
Bit of a shorter kick to the 15. And return on to the far sideline, and out of bounds goes Lyndon Williams after a decent return. Still lots of time to go here in this first half. Langley down now 10 points as they've got the faithful into it after that long touchdown to Gob Dang, and much better throw there from Hunter Norman as well, looking a little more confident on that last drive.
Yeah, both the throws, I think 2 that I remember, the drag route underneath, that was a nice throw. Again, waited for him, the receiver, the DB, to clear out and made a nice play. And then that long one, obviously, to Gob. So much better series there for Hunter Norman and the Rams offense.
And here's where you just kind of need your defense to make a play, whether it's a forced fumble or an interception or something, to kind of get your offense right back out there, keep momentum on your side. But a good first down run here will go for about 9 right up the middle.
That was, I credit a lot of that run. I mean, that was Gio again, Linuzzi, and that was a lot of him. Like the Rams, their defense was in a good position here. Sure, the Rebels were able to get past the original line of scrimmage and everything, but that's some good running there by Gio, and the Rams would like to have a couple of those tackles back that they should have made earlier.
The playbook wide open here on this 2nd and short, as Picard will go under center. Hands off to Lidnuzzi, and he's fighting for yards here, but I don't know. I think they're going to mark him down short here, and now another 3rd down decision here for Mark Townsend.
Which is hard. Again, now you're on your side. You're inside your own 40-yard line. I don't think you got, if anything, I think you might have lost maybe half a yard.
This is kick team all day for me here. You just gave up a touchdown and momentum on Langley's side here. And if they get a stop on defense right here, look out. And out comes the kick team now.
We're all 3 of us are in agreement here. You and me, Jake, and Coach Townsend, because I'm doing the same thing on this one. There's no reason. He's seen the trend so far in this game where every half a yard or quarter of a yard has been tough to get for the team. And to their credit, obviously they're up 17-7, which is great. But it's not like those every inches have been tough sledding. So I'm with you, got you, and Coach Townsend. I'd be punting here.
Keyshawn Bestwick back to return this kick.
Or trying to get the Rams to jump here, maybe.
As they'll get reset. And they will kick it. And it's a high kick here for Linuzzi. Under it is Bestwick. Dodges one. Can't stay on his feet as he's wrapped up pretty quickly at the 32, but mission accomplished there for the Langley defense. They get off the field and give their offense another crack here in this first half.
Well, you said it best, and I mean, I'm sure if you're the Rams and their fans, they were hoping for that turnover, that big play. The next best option, if you can't get one of those, is to get what happened there, which is obviously a quick 2-and-out. Rebels weren't able to get a first down on that drive, so they don't get necessarily a turnover to keep the momentum going, but for the Rams defense, that's a win. You get 2 plays, you're back. You got your offense back on the field.
Ellie in the backfield as they work from the left hash on this 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz up the middle. It looked like West Shore was into the neutral zone way early. A flag comes late. Here's the catch. Good move at the 50, spinning out of a tackle to the 51.
I think this is going to come back. It's in the neighborhood of where a hold is. I'm with you. I thought there was a bit of a jump there.
He was almost past the line of scrimmage.
Face mask.
On who?
I think it's a face mask on the Rebels. Rams are pointing in that direction, a couple of them, so we'll see.
This is a big call here.
I thought I saw a face mask signal.
As Ronsley was the man with the catch. Personal foul. Hands to the face on West Shore. First down Langley, and march it down into West Shore territory here to the 44-yard line. That's a big penalty right there on the Rebels.
Yeah, they tacked that one on at the end, so big chunk of yardage there for the Rams off the good run there, and then all of a sudden the penalty added on to it. So Rams now in Rebel territory at the 49-yard line, so they're moving here. Under 11 minutes to go here in this opening half as the clock starts to run, as Norman takes the snap and hands off to Ellie, and he's tackled by a shoestring in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss. They just can't seem to win the line of scrimmage battle right now against that front 4 of West Shore. No, and you'll see on the replay here, Bryce Ruther, number 39, comes right in there and just makes a really nice stop. Reggie Ellie in his tracks, and he had nowhere to go. Tried to bounce and try and get his legs free, but unfortunately for the Rams, he wasn't able to do so. But nice play by the Rebel linebacker, Bryce Ruther.
We have yet to see them take a deep shot to number 2 in blue as of yet. This kind of feels like the time they might do it. As Norman steps up in the pocket, and he's wrangled down from behind, and a pretty vicious tackle right there from Cody McMahon.
Yeah, Cody McMahon's a big part of the Rebels offense, especially playing today without Ted Wyndham. So he's back now from injury. Cody McMahon is. So he played a little bit last week against the Rams, but he was out for probably 6 or 7 weeks before that. So he's a big part of what they do on defense for sure. So the Rebels get a stop after giving up some yardage, got the penalty against them. So Rams have an opportunity now if they can get a good kick, try and pin the Rebels deep. But they've tilted the field now, so at least they've been able to, if barring something weird happening, the Rebels should be scrimmaging deep in their own territory.
Well, I really feel like you were onto something earlier. Just, the way that the pressure is coming from West Shore, just to maybe dial up a little screenplay or something that just invites the linemen into the backfield and then take a shot over the top, or just, kind of accept the pressure and work that against them.
Yep, exactly, and that's something that and the Rebels have blitzed. We've commented a couple times on it today, but there's been lots of times we haven't commented on. So they're clearly, that's part of what they're trying to do today, is trying to obviously stop the Rams run, and they think the best way to do that is with bringing extra pressure. But I'm with you. The way to slow somebody down and from pinning their ears back and just coming after you is running a little screenplay, run a draw, run a hitch, like get the ball use what they're trying to do against them.
1st and 10 here as Picard goes back up under center. A little pitch play, trying to cut it back inside. Now looking for a block on the edge, and there's nothing there. As that play will go for a loss here as the Rams get to the football and bring them down for no gain.
Yeah, really nice job here by the Rams front group here, because there's nowhere to go. Again, didn't make out the number that took the original lead block out, but when you do that, that forces immediately the back to bounce. And as soon as the back has to bounce, that's when your buddies can come in and clean up and make the tackle. So didn't get the number there, but that was a really good job of the Rams defender took on that lead block.
He didn't really fully commit to it, but when you got Josh Vanderweerd coming at you, you might want to bail out as well. But he did the job. He accepted the block and allowed somebody else to make the play. 2nd down and 11, let's call it, as Picard to throw on the out pattern and reaching for the sticks, and I think
going to be close. He stepped out of bounds.
Man, all these close plays here.
Playoff football. Always close plays in playoff football. It's going to be 3rd, it looks like. It's going to be short. Decision time again for Mark
3rd
Townsend.
down here.
Almost the exact same type of situation. Last time he punted, almost at the same spot on the field, give or take a couple yards. So
looks like they're going for it here, Tyler. The offense is going to stay out, and a chance here for the Rams to make a big play defensively.
And if I'm Ethan, I'm trying to go in myself, trying to get some push. I think he got enough on the first surge there before he was pushed.
I don't know.
But it was not, if he does have this, which I think he may.
I'm looking at the spot here, and no signal yet. And now they got it.
So even then, you think you'd want to be, if you're Picard, Ethan, you want to get behind a guy like number 77, Kamari Barney, or one of those big guys, because they're just such a beast in there making plays and pushing guys. But any of these situations, whether it was down on the goal line or these 3rd and shorts, it's been tough sledding. And West Shore seemingly have more of them, these 3rd and shorts and 3rd and inches.
Well, it's going to be their 4th or 5th of the game here already.
Yeah, and they're not exactly gaining a yard or 2 or 3. They're getting it by the foot length of the football or even less.
Half a quarter to go here now in quarter number 2 in this 10-point West Shore lead. As Picard will look to throw on 1st down. He's got a completion, but an immediate tackle. It's still close to a gain of 5 on that 1st down. 2nd and manageable here for the Rebels.
Yeah, another easy throw. It was to the wide side of the field for Picard, so you got to be careful of that because it's a little longer throw. But those types of plays are designed, if you're not getting a great running game on 1st down, those can sometimes take the place of it and maybe give you that 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6 type of situations.
Going to get just past the 54 for a 1st down. They're on the 49, so 5 yards to go here. Picard stands in there, delivers, completion, good enough for another. West Shore 1st down is a little too soft a coverage there from Marchand. Just gave a little too much of a buffer there for Arvalo to work his way back to the football and pick up the first down.
Yeah, if it was if the yardage was longer there, I don't mind that as much. But I mean, when you're 2nd and 5, to that type of cushion there, I'm sure the Rams defensive coaches are probably saying, we got to challenge ourselves a little bit more there and try and press that Rebel receiver a little bit more than that on a 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6 play.
Go into Rams territory now. Picard to throw again. He's got time. Now he's going to scramble. Up the middle he comes and slides down after about picking up 7. As Cullen in on the tackle, along with a couple other Rams, but Picard, I think what made that successful there, Tyler, is he went through his reads, saw nothing was there, and then just made the decision to pull it down and get as much as he could.
Yeah, and Picard's a good enough athlete. He can run well. He thinks pretty fast. I think the Rams were looking for a hold on the left-hand side there. As we saw right on the end of our screen there, I think it was number 77, kind of threw his guy down towards the ground. So I think the Rams were hoping for a holding call. They don't get one there, but good run there by Ethan on first down.
Another 2nd and 5. Picard looks over the middle. Out pattern Zion Brown. First down West Shore as he steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And they are just picking their way downfield here with some dinks and some dunks. And really just kind of slicing Langley's defense apart in the secondary.
Well, that was a very good play on words, too, because there was actually a little bit of a pick there by number 81 for the Rebels. That was what gave Zion Brown a little bit of that separation. So Rebels they'll call it, it's funny, offensive coaches will call it a rub, defensive coaches call it a pick. So it depends on which side of the ball you're going to be
depends what the referees want to call it. As here's Picard to throw again, and over the middle, and it's complete. What a catch, a courageous one at that, as Arvalo reached up and snatched that one out of the air and goes down to the turf with control.
Really nice play there. This one's going to come back, though. There's a hold on the Rebels. They get this one and this one. I'd be surprised if this wasn't a holding call. So the Rebels are already marching backwards. So good throw there as he hangs in there, but Rams came with some pressure, and then there is actually a hold on the play. So Rams will happily accept that penalty and make it a 1st and 20.
Well, here's the difference in this opening half for me, Tyler, is just West Shore is getting pressure on Norman, and Langley is not getting pressure on Picard.
Yeah, and yes, it's because, the Rams blitz there, but the Rams haven't been blitzing nearly as much. But as a defensive person, your goal is that you try and make sure if you can get pressure with 4, that's always a good day for your defense, because that forces you to not leave yourself exposed in the back end. So the Rebels are kind of saying, we're going to come, and whether they're bringing 5 most of the game. In that case, the Rams did come with extra pressure, but yeah, that's the key, is they've got to get pressure on Picard, whether they do it with 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, you give him time, he's gonna pick you apart, no question about it. As a little delayed handoff here to Vincent, and he's got another positive gain on first down, but remember, it was 1st and 20. So now it brings up about a 2nd and 12 to go.
Yeah, he almost gets the yardage back on the holding penalty. So
and that's all you're really looking for.
Hoping. Give yourself an opportunity on 2nd and 10 or 8 or 12 or something. So you want to get positive yards. Draw is a common play on a 1st and 20. Some will run a draw, some run screens. Those are common plays on 1st and 20. So positive yards for the Rebels. Now they have 2nd and 12, so manageable play here. And they're even if they can get 5 or 10 yards, they're in line Uzi field goal range.
Clock moving. Picard standing in there. Now he's flushed out. Trying to scramble. And down he goes, well short of the marker to gain. And it's good pursuit to the football there from Aaron Linden.
Yeah, that was really well played by Aaron Linden, because if he doesn't make that play, and I think Picard was looking at it going, okay, Linden's a bigger guy. I should be able to get some around him or get past him or whatever else. But that was well played by Aaron Linden, the LSS grad.
Excuse me, it might have been Howard Zhao.
Was
5, not 6. The jersey a little bunched up on the midsection there, Tom.
Yeah, actually it was 5 when he comes off. So good play there by Howard. As he basically, I think Ethan thought he was going to be able to get some more yardage and maybe even a first down, but nice play there by Howard.
So Lanuzzi on to punt here from the midfield stripe now. As here comes pressure from the Rams. Lanuzzi gets a spiraling kick and a beauty to the coffin corner and bounces out at the 5-yard line. You can't do it any better.
No, that's as good as you can do there, and you can see he only kind of half kicked that because he's got a big leg and he can kick the ball, but that's more about placement, and Lanuzzi places that one absolutely perfectly out of bounds around the 5-yard line.
There is just no chance for a return. You can see it where it went out, bounced right at the 4-yard line. So a long field to go here for Langley, but time on the clock, 3:21 to go in this opening half, and whether you can get 3 or get the full 7 here, I think a score for Langley will have them feeling okay about themselves going into the locker room. Going down 10, I don't know how good they'll be feeling, but this is a real important drive here late in this first half. Norman from his end zone. Time over the middle, complete. Tedeschi. And out to the close to the 15, should be right near the first down yardage need to be gained.
Yeah, and even if the Rams, I mean, that was a good gain on first down, and Norman had to hang in there long enough. Again, you can see him holding, then finally zips it in there. But, I mean, yes, getting points would be huge right before the half here, but at the very least, I think if you're the Rams, you want to get some positive yards, get some first downs, and at least give yourself a chance to kick the ball and not in your own side, you're in your own end zone.
Well, it's second and less than a yard to go here for Langley.
They're at the 3-minute warning now, so.
Do they want to measure maybe?
I think they're just stopping for the 3-minute.
Okay. Well, it's about 6 inches to go here for a first down for the Rams. And we'll see if Norman stays in the shotgun. It looks like he will. Ellie is deep, standing back at the 5-yard line. Remember, this is just second and inches here. And here's Norman to Ellie, and he's got the first down as he'll drag a couple of Rebels with him out to the 20-yard line.
Really good run there by Reggie Ellie, and that's one thing that coaches always like to see on second and short or third and short.
Hit the hole with speed.
Don't dance, just hit the hole, get what you can. Even if you run, he's north-south, a little cut there, but that is exactly how you want to run on second and short. Don't mess around, especially when you're down in your own 20-yard line or 15-yard line. Just get enough yardage, move the sticks for your team.
Still, they have yet to target Jones here for the wideout. Norman will look this time, throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted again. And now a flag comes in late as well, but again, Hunter Norman, I don't know what he's seeing downfield besides white jerseys, but he threw it right to him.
Yeah, I don't know where that one was. That definitely sailed on Norman, and there was only a Rebel defender in that area. I'm not sure what the flag would have been because he went down right away. You can see he lost his footing there as he catches it right around the 50-yard line. Down he goes. Oh, probably the late hit right there by Lianuzzi. That's the only thing I can think of is they get Gio for a clip or a hands to the back or a legal block. That's my guess.
Yeah.
So that should back it up. Rebels will keep the ball, obviously, but now they're going to be marching back. So
that's a big penalty.
Yep, absolutely. So while we have a second, too.
It's essentially as good as a punt when you look at it, but just a weird way to kind of give up the drive. You got an update for us from the Apple Bowl?
We got after one quarter of the Apple Bowl. That was a 4 o'clock start, so they're a little behind us. It is Okanagan Sun 7 and the Valley Huskers 7.
Okay.
So close game there. That's what the Huskers will want if they're the fourth-place team.
Low scoring, just keep it close.
Hang around.
Yeah. Well, 2:10 to go in the half now. It's West Shore football once again. A little pump fake here from Picard. Now looks deep. He's got Aravallo on a double move. And it falls incomplete. As real lucky there was Silas Marchand, who got beat on the double move. And if that ball is delivered a little more accurately, Aravallo is still running.
Yeah, that could have been a 7 big ones fast for the Rebels, and they were trying to make a play there with the sudden change, getting the interception and trying to take a shot.
That's usually when you see it, right?
That's usually when you see it. Team all of a sudden says, you know what, let's the sudden change mentality and trying to hit a home run on the first play. So aggressive call, which I like here with just over 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Right now, a second down and 10, and a chance for Langley to get off the field defensively here maybe and leave themselves a little bit of time as they set up the screen to Vincent. He's got something out in front here. Following blockers up the sideline, trying to stay in bounds, and finally gets bumped out. And I don't know why they're throwing a flag on that. Is Vincent bumped out of bounds? If they're calling a late hit out of bounds, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll wait to see the replay, but I tend to agree with you at first glance there, where it looked like the back was still inbounds. He's trying to just tightrope down the far side.
Like, what is he supposed to do here? They're going to call. I mean, unless he's out there and the whistle's gone and there's the late bump, but I mean, come on now. It's playoff football here.
The only thing is if you're trying to give the benefit of doubt to the officials is, like you said, if when he was tiptoeing down there was a whistle, I mean, you could say, did the Rams defensive player hear it? That's the only thing. But I mean, he looked like he was pretty much in bounds when he.
Yeah, I'll say this: if he lowered the pads and went low on him and blew him up, one thing. He gave him a bump out of bounds. Like,
that is true.
So 15 yards tacked on to the end of the run for Vincent, and West Shore in business here, looking to go for the jugular. And pass is caught and out of bounds. He'll go for Lyndon Williams on the reception.
Good throw there, safe throw, to the short side of the field, just a little out route. So that was a chance to get some positive sticks. Good job there by Lyndon to get enough for the first down. So if you're the Rams here, you're trying to think, okay, if we can hold them to a field goal, keep it a 2-score game, not let it get to a 3-score, that would be what I'd be hoping for if I'm the Rams.
Pretty good coverage there as well from Augustine. But it is a first down and 10 to go here as they're inside the 15-yard line. Picard throws, completion. Arvalo tried to sidestep one man, spins into another. Trying to turn the legs towards the 5, and he'll be stopped right there. And he'll bring up second down here and about 4 to go.
And you know what's probably going to happen? We're going to be decision time. We've been saying it all day. So this is actually a massive play in this football game. I know it's still the first half here in the second quarter, but this is if the Rebels don't, they can still get a first down here without getting a touchdown. So if they're, and this might be, I thought they might have called a timeout in this one, but if they don't get it here, it's a big decision here for Mark Townsend.
Well, Picard will stand in the shotgun with Vincent to his left. Brown in the slot to the left side. He's looking his way, fires, it's picked off in the end zone. And there's that gunslinger mentality from Picard. And there it is for CJ Augustine, who comes up with his 4th interception in the last 2 weeks. He had, 7 during the regular season. That's his 8th of the year. And none bigger than that one right there near the end of this first half.
I would be shocked if Ethan Picard doesn't have CJ Augustine in his nightmares tonight, because that's when one guy gets 4 picks in basically a game and a half. That and I like the way Ethan plays, and he's aggressive and he's a gunslinger and all that stuff. But at some point too, you got to think,
stay away.
Let's go to the other side of the field.
Yeah.
Let's see if somebody else can make a play, because going back in that same direction, number 10. Has not worked out well in the last game and a half.
Now, how aggressive do the Rams want to get? Blitz off the edge is picked up. Norman in some trouble, however, and he'll be sacked. Langley has just not been able to stymie the pressure coming from the defensive line of West Shore all half long.
Oh, and they came with the pressure again and again. The Rebels ran a nice little screen down that led to the penalty down the far side. So I'm shocked Langley hasn't dialed one of those up, because the Rebels right now, the Rams they've gone away from Bruce Jones and Reggie Ellie more than I would in the running game. And
too early to abandon the run, right?
Too early. And now the Rebels are they're not going to run screens on us. Let's just pin our ears back and go.
Well, I think the other reason they've been successful is they've been bringing the pressure from different areas, whether it's been the linebacker or maybe a defensive back on the blind side. They've been bringing it from left and right. So they're kind of keeping Langley off guard
they come again.
On who's coming. Here's Jones. He's got some rim. Brish Jones breaking free to the 40. Cuts it back inside to the 44-yard line before being shoved out of bounds. It's a monster play right there for the Rams and Bruce Jones.
Yeah, right on cue. We said there's what a guy like Bruce Jones could do. Rebels coming with the blitz there from the defensive left. Rams run to their left, so in the opposite direction. So that's exactly, and that's the second time on a second and long play the Rams have dialed up a running play on second and long and gotten themselves a first down. So maybe they're seeing something that on second and long, it's okay on a second and 12 or 14 to hand the ball up to number 28.
33 seconds and ticking here for Langley's offense out to the 44-yard line. A little fake sweep here. Here's the screen play. Jones has it. He's got a blocker out in front as he makes a cut back into the middle of the field and into West Shore territory down to the 51-yard line, and 18 seconds left on the clock.
Right on cue again there for Bruce Jones, and that's exactly what you can do to beat the pressure. We've been saying it all day. That's what you can do. Leak Bruce Jones out of the backfield, let the Rebels come. And all it does is now you're looking at now it's planted in the defensive players' heads going, okay, if I'm running up the field and all of a sudden I'm getting in there too easily, guess what? They might be setting up a screen, and that's what the Rams dialed up there. Surprised we haven't seen it a couple more, but maybe that's something they've now clued in on to say, we got to slow these guys down.
We do have a Ram down on a knee, or two knees, if you will, on the far side of the field here as the ball spot down on the 49-yard line. But just 18 seconds is what's left in this half here, and if you're Langley, it might be time to take a shot downfield at this point.
Yeah, I think I think my eyes are right. Is that both teams have one timeout left? Is that what I'm seeing on the?
That's never really accurate over there, to be honest with you, Tyler. Sometimes they got it up, sometimes they got it right, sometimes they got it wrong. So I wouldn't rely on that, but I believe both teams have called a timeout in this opening time.
The Rams had the one on the field goal and the change of possession. So the Rams they definitely have used one. But, I mean, yeah, you got to think to yourself, they probably want to get another 20 yards here, I think, before you take a shot at a field goal or something like that. So I think if the Rams can get a big play here, maybe get another one, call timeout, and then see if they can get a last-second field goal before the end of the half.
It is Bruce Jones. That was the injured player, so he's not in there for this first down play. Reggie Elliott in the backfield as Norman will take the shotgun snap and look to throw. Fires over the middle. Got a wide open man. Brings it in to the 10-5. Touchdown Langley. No flags.
There's your big play, and they went to the guy who's been doing it all year long. That was Terrell Jones, and he went right down, obviously to the right of Hunter Norman. He went right down the seam, kind of turned it into a bit of a skinny post between two defenders.
And if you're the Rams, Tyler, number 9, Isaiah Edwards, right up the seam.
It was number 9, so yeah, but he went right up the seam, kind of turned it into more running like a little bit of a skinny post, but he went right between two Rebel defenders, and that is a massive play there with 12 seconds left in the first half.
Good concentration to watch that one into the hands as well. A beautifully thrown ball from Norman, and an absolutely massive score and a touchdown on top of that for Langley to go into the locker room trailing now just by 3 as the extra point is up and good.
And football is no different. I know it's obviously touchdowns and field goals compared to a sport like hockey, or I'll reference yours and my favorite sport, lacrosse, is when you get a touchdown right before the half. It's
like a last-minute goal.
It's like a last-minute goal in hockey or lacrosse or soccer or whatever. So that is a big boost, and defensive coaches and defensive teams hate giving up late scores. It's just something about it. It lingers with you.
It's like stealing 2 in the 9th end without hammer.
Exactly. There's your curling reference.
Thank you.
We'd all love our great Olympic Canadian sport of curling.
Of course.
And the bonspiels and the parties that go along with curling they're allegedly a lot of fun.
Indeed. Well,
but that is a huge play, especially in a playoff game when the Rams down 17-0 or down 14-0 early. Like, that's a huge play for the Rams here to get right back and almost make this a new game before the half.
And I'll wrap up here with just 6 seconds to go in the half, and would not expect West Shore to do anything too silly here going into the locker room. And I think, listen, Langley won't be happy with the way they started this game. I think they'll be a lot happier with their second quarter and feel like, okay, this game is within reach of us now. But for West Shore, they got to be happy with their start, and they got to be happy with the fact that they're on the road going up against a 7-3 Langley team that they've lost to twice, and they got a half a football game to try and
take this home,
up 3 points. And you can't be, you're not going to like the way the half finished, but you got to look at the big picture here and say, hey, listen, we're up 3 after 30 minutes. We're on the road, and we got a chance to win this game. And we would have taken that before kickoff if you asked them.
Exactly. And the Rebels will probably say, oh, no, we want to be up by way more. But like you said, I think coming into this game, if you could say they'll be up 17-14 at the half, I think they would take that and say, let's go play another 30 minutes and see who comes out on top.
Well, we will take about a 15-20-minute break here from McLeod Athletic Park. We'll be back with handwritten stats from my man Patrick after this short break. And we'll be back with second half action on BCFC TV. Channel 1981 on TELUS TV as well for more BFC or BCFC is what I'm trying to say. Playoff action here from Langley is back after this. Halftime is upon us. Athletic Park as we get set for half number 2. Jake Elliott, Tyler McLaren, president of the BCFC with you. Him, not me. As first down stats look like this, and Tyler just about dead even across the board. Not a whole lot between the two teams. The one thing that really kind of pops off the page is the turnover game here. 3 interceptions for Hunter Norman, 1 for Picard. And that one was a big one for Picard at the end of the half in the end zone. Langley comes up with a stop. Just a 3-point game here, and if Norman can kind of clean up his turnover game here a little bit, I think the Rams, I like their chances here in the second half on their home field. But speaking of home field, not so much right now for the Okanagan Sun, who find themselves down by 2 at the break up there at the Apple Bowl as the Huskers leading 17-15.
Yeah, it's not quite the half yet, but it was almost at the half in Kelowna. So 17-15 is the second quarter, almost halftime score at the Apple Bowl. And you can see a close football game there, another close football game here between these two teams. And yeah, we were looking at the stats that we got from Patrick, our great statistician here in Langley, and I mean, very even. And the interesting thing is I looked at the turnovers, and like the three, they're 3-1, 3 picks to 1 interception. And in the regular season, it was almost the exact opposite, where the Rebels were the ones, they had 20 interceptions during the regular season, and it was the Rams who had only thrown 1. So almost a 3-to-1 ratio as far as interceptions during the regular season. Here, it's the opposite, where Hunter Norman made a couple ill-advised throws, kind of settled down after making a couple of those ones. So we'll see what happens there. I still, if I'm the Rams, and we saw it in the game that they played in West Shore, the second half, it was a very close game, and they literally came out in that second half, and it was the Bruce Jones show. And if I'm the Rams, I'm trying to say, if I'm Jordan McCarty and I'm the coaching staff, I'm saying,
get back to the run.
Get back to the run. And they literally, I think I don't have it in front of me, but I think Bruce ran for like 125 yards in the second half. Like it was just a show. And if I'm the Rebels, that would be what I'd be worried about on the defensive side of the ball.
Kick it off. Let's play some football. As of course, West Shore receives the opening kick here to start the second half, and a great return out to the 48-yard line, courtesy of Lyndon Williams, who brings it back about 42 yards to give the Rebels good field position. You want to talk about tight games. 16-8 Rough Riders leading the Lions as they approach halftime, as the Elks clipped the Stampeders earlier today. There's a couple of CFL games going on here, along with a couple of BCFC playoff games as well, as the Shadows now about 3/4 of the way across the field here in the northern end. And still in the sunshine in the southern, as here's Lanuzzi on the opening carry. Tries to stay in bounds and gets chopped down right around the line of scrimmage as the Sticks move over to the far side of the field here for this second half.
Yeah, good run there by Lanuzzi. He tried to get what he could there. Rams stretched out as well as they could. Again, CJ Augustine was in on that play as well. And that's what the Rebels trying to get the running game going, which is I would too, but Rams are a tough team to run against. They have a lot of talent up front, a couple all-stars in their front seven. So if either one of these teams can establish a run in the second half, I think that's the ticket to moving on and playing in the Cullen Cup next week.
No gain on first down, 2nd and 10. As they go quad receivers to this near side, trying to set up a screen. No, they go to the far side of the field, and Vallo unable to catch that one, and decent coverage on the play as well from Silas Marchand, who was a half step behind, but would have taken a perfect pass to complete that one and just falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that one kind of sailed a little bit on Ethan, and it was overthrown. He would have had a tough time even getting the first down. He would have had to try and turn and get upfield to get those last few extra yards. So trying to throw it to the wide side of the field again. 2 and out, just what the Rams wanted in this one. So Rebels get the good return there off the opening kickoff, but unfortunately we'll have to punt the ball after a quick 2 and out.
Yeah, Mearns goes back to receive this punt. Usually that's Keyshawn Bestwick that's back there. As here comes the punt from Lanuzzi, and almost got home once again as he skies this one. Mearns brings it in, no yards, and this should be 15 yards as well, Tyler, as that one was caught out of the air, did not touch the turf, and I think this is going to be a 15-yarder here on the Rebels.
That is going to be a 15-yarder, as that was caught in the air. There was one in the first half that I thought was even closer to a no yards penalty, and they didn't call it. So this one looked like there was a Rebel defender right there, as he was pretty close, but that'll probably be a benefit to the Rams. No, they're actually moving them back.
I was going to say, after watching the replay, it didn't look like he was in that 5-yard, but it's an illegal block, and that's a tough one there against the Rams. That'll back them up all the way to About the 17-yard line, 18-yard line here to start this
drive.
drive.
I thought it was a no yards too, just based on how he threw it, because it was almost, the flag was thrown literally as the returner caught the ball. So that's what the logical thing would be, but it was an illegal block against the Rams, and they don't want to start the same trend that they had in the first half, where they're starting deep in their own territory to start drives.
But here they are with Ellie standing on his 5-yard line deep in the backfield, and it's a pitch to him. He tries to cut it back across, and he's gang tackled for virtually no gain, as Westshore has just done a remarkable job penetrating on the line of scrimmage and limiting the big backs in Jones and Ellie. Really good production. Jones has had the more success here so far, but you just almost feel like if they can just get past that first wave, they're going to have room to gallop.
That's the thing, is those guys they're such power backs. Once they get their stride going and get into the open field, get to that second and third level, that's when guys like Jones and Ellie are really lethal.
There's Norman to throw on second down as he steps up in the pocket, delivers over the middle. Completion is made, and all sorts of room here across the 40. Ball comes loose, and it's a fight for it now, and I think the Rebels are on top of it, but they're going to signal Langley football here as Gob Dang came in and just ripped that ball away to save the possession.
Boy, that was close too, and I was surprised. I thought the Rebels were going to be able to come down with that one on the fumble recovery there.
It was Kai Ronsley tackled from behind, and that was clearly a fumble, but look at the effort here from Dang to get in there and just give me that football. And now Langley out to the 43-yard line.
That's just a will play there by Gob, and he wanted that one more, and because he was the underdog going into that fumble recovery, but he was able to come out on top with a big play.
4-man front. Norman to throw. Completion is made. Looking to turn the corner. They'll pick up about 2. And a pretty good tackle out on the edge there to limit that play. That was Chase Scribner with his first catch of the game, as he played a bit of a factor a week ago.
Yeah, really nice cover, nice tackle on the outside there, because if the Rebels don't make that tackle, I think that was Cameron Cone who made that tackle on this corner spot on the far side there. Tough to see on that far side of the field, but that was a really nice tackle, limiting that game to about 3.
About 7 to go here for Norman. Yeah, looked like a quick jump there on the line. No call as a pass over the middle is caught by Dang, and he's hit hard into Rebel territory down to the 40-yard line. Langley's got something cooking here, and Norman looking a lot more confident to start this second half.
Yeah, and you can see here on this throw, he kind of hangs in there, but this is a really tough throw because he's got to get over the linebackers in that play.
That's a courageous catch there.
Really nice
reach
catch.
up for that one over your shoulder, knowing you're in the danger zone there and exposing yourself, but Dang selling out here in the playoffs, makes a big catch there. 1st and 10. And here's Ellie. Makes the cut. Flag comes in. Ellie's still on his feet as he dives for the stick, but this is going to be another holding call here on the Rams, and it is.
Yeah, this will be a 1st and 20 for the Rams after the hold, but good run there by Ellie as the Rebels once again coming with pressure. Pressure that time was coming from up the middle, so you could see Ellie was forced to bounce that one to his right, but it's going to be for naught there as there was a hold, I think, on the right-hand side just before he bounced out, so that'll negate that gain and push the Rams back 10 yards.
Yeah, it's so tough. You know, you got some momentum going, and then you just pop yourself in the foot with a holding call, which moves you behind the sticks here. And now they got a 20-yard first down to go.
Here's a perfect opportunity if the Rebels want to come and set up that screenplay. They ran one right before the first half. We'll see if they do it here on 1st and long.
And they'll run with Ellie instead, who runs into a would-be tackler, and he's dancing around back there, and this one's going to lose yards as Ellie just refuses to go down and actually ends up getting back to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll still be a 2nd down and 20 to go.
Yeah, long play here. You can see here on the replay the penetration happens right there, and the Rebel that made that play, we can't look like Cody McMahon caused all the problems in there. He probably won't get credit for a sack or not a sack, excuse me, a tackle or an assist, but he was the one that blew up the play.
Yeah.
And then his buddies were able to come in and make that play. But when you could stop a guy like Ellie or Jones without getting their momentum going, it's huge for a defense.
Here we go with 2nd and 20. As Norman with time fires a strike, Ronsley. And he's got the first down here as he's ripped down inside the 30. But Norman put that thing on a rope right into the numbers of Ronsley.
Yeah, that was thrown on a rope. Hunter Norman, one of the rare times, second and long. This time the Rebels didn't blitz. They came with just the 4 here. You can see it on the replay. So Norman's got a little bit of time. He's able to look. He was originally looking out to his left, and then as his progressions happen and his reads happen, was able to find the Rams receiver right down the middle of the field. So when you convert 2nd and 20s or 19s, those are huge for offenses.
And now they're deep into West Shore territory. Ellie is up the middle, and he'll plow his way for about 6 on first down, and that's good positive yardage there and go in the right direction on first down as the clock moving under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter with the Rebels leading the Rams 17-14, but Rams driving and threatening here inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Really good first drive for the Rams here in the second half. Exactly what they needed here. Trying to establishing the run, doing what they do well, like loading up those horses, letting them run.
And now it's Jones in the backfield. Here comes pressure again from the Rebels. Pump fake into the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown!
Isaiah Edwards, I think that was number 9 again with his second long reception of the game. And that's a huge one as well as the Rams now take the lead the first time today as Norman was able to. Edwards got by pretty easily, the Rebel defender.
I think this might have been that double move you were calling for earlier here, Tyler, as Norman threw a big pump fake from the backfield. You watch it right there. Kind of looked him off and then took the deep shot.
Yeah.
And Edwards, 3 yards in behind his man, brings in the touchdown pass.
And there was a lot of separation. You can see right there as he kind of twists his shoulders or jerks his shoulders there. And the Rebel defender probably bit up on that. And defenders, as we're going to get the extra point here, which will probably push this to a 21-17 Rams lead. But a lot of times, like, defenders are told by their coaches, don't peek. So if you're peeking in at the quarterback and you see that little jerk with the shoulders, that's usually what happens is as the receiver gets behind you and you're having to hear the other team's fight song in the stands.
Yeah, it's Ben Matai that got cooked on defense right there. And I'm sure he'll hear about that as he makes his way back to the sideline. But how about it here from Langley as they found themselves down 14-0 early in this football game, down 17-7 as well, and have climbed the mountain here to take a 4-point lead halfway through this third quarter. They've really just kind of stuck with it this entire game, didn't panic getting down early in this football game.
Well, that's the key, and that's, like we talked about the momentum, especially in a playoff game, and that might have been a play where the Rebel defender was trying to make a play, and guys are so amped up, they're wanting to make a big play for their team, either on the offense, defense, or special team side. But the team that usually wins these playoff games are the ones that can kind of like ride the waves. Don't get too high, don't get too low, just keep yourself level-headed, and those are the teams that usually win playoff games.
Line drive, squib kick up the middle. And another good return here out across the 40 to the 41-yard line from Lyndon Williams, who has looked dangerous in the return game as we have an injured Ram down on the turf once again. As I should probably get a shout out in here to the owner of the Langley Rams, the big boss, Dana Matheson, who I am told, you told me, he's back in
Eastern Canada.
La Montreal.
La Belle Province or close by. I think he spent some time in Montreal and in Ontario. So.
All right. I'm sure he's tuned into the game here on BCFC TV or channel 1981 on TELUS TV, where he...
If I know Dana well enough and he's anywhere near Montreal, the poutine doesn't stand a chance. Doesn't stand a chance back there.
And we'll see who the injured Ram is here as you get another look at the Isaiah Edwards touchdown, his second of the football game. But all the concern here for the Ram laying down at the 41-yard line on that return play.
So we do it while we have a second, while the Ram gets attended to on the field. But it is halftime now up in the Apple Bowl, and it is the Sun battling back. The Huskers got a safety to go up 19 to 15. But a late touchdown by the Sun makes it 22-19 at the half.
3-point game, just like we had here, 17-14 at the half.
So again, if you're the Huskers, we talked about it.
Got to be happy.
Got to be happy with that. Like you're going in there, you're saying down 3 points, where it's basically a tie. Let's go out and win the second half and try and do something that hasn't happened since 1982 was the last time that a fourth-place team beat a first-place team in BCFC. So that was...
You just pulled that out of nowhere? Where'd you get that stat from?
I always get reminded all the time by Frank Nazel, because he was the former president of our league and a big football person. He played in that game, so he always reminds me our Trojans beat the Okanagan Sun in Kelowna as the fourth-place team. So Frank always reminds me of that when I see him as a good Trojan alumni.
Okay, Reese Stewart, the injured Ram, walking off under his own power. Well, we're just about set to resume football action here with 8:26 to go in the third quarter. Langley now in front by 4, 21-17. As they fake the blitz. Now they bring it off the other side. Flag comes in. Good cut. And spinning forward for about 6.
This could be an illegal formation or illegal shift against the Rebels. We'll see.
Two men moving, maybe?
Yeah, or I think or they didn't have a no end on it. It could be. We'll see if they move back, or it could just be a simple jump. It is a jump by just the Rams, so maybe lined up in the neutral zone.
Into the neutral zone a little bit early.
So they'll take that penalty, I'm assuming, to make it 1st and 5.
You are correct, sir, as they'll move the ball out to the 45-yard line here of the Rebels. As the wind starts to pick up here, as the flag's flying at half-mast at McLeod Athletic Park. I'm not exactly sure why, but
I was thinking that too. I was not sure why.
For somebody, for good reason, I'm sure. 1st and 5 as Picard hands off to Vincent, and he'll sift under the pile for a couple.
Probably gets about halfway home, and again, with these short situations, as he gets about maybe 3.
Well, Langley's played the run pretty stout as well here this afternoon as well. I mean, I think both teams have really kind of kept the run game in check for the most part here through 2.5 quarters.
And that's the thing, like, both these teams can run the ball. Obviously, I think the Rams maybe would say they probably do it a little bit better with their two-headed monster, and the Rebels without their starter from the season. But both teams run the ball really well.
Here comes pressure. Picard with time. Little double move, and Arvalo just couldn't get under that one as he lost his footing a little bit. He looked like he had a little space in behind his man, but pass was just overthrown slightly by Picard. And, you know, we saw Cooper go down early in this game, Tyler, and they're probably their top cover man, along with Augustine, not available. And the secondary here for the Rams have been caught a couple of times on deep shots, but it hasn't cost them as the quarterback has overthrown the receiver a couple of times.
Yeah, and that one Ethan threw, here's a fake. They'll get enough. That should be enough. It is for a 1st down. So gutsy call on their side of the field, but it's on 2nd and short. You take a shot, see what happens, and in that case, it pays off for the Rebels. That's a big 1st down for them.
Yeah, I like the play call there, and aggressiveness from Coach Townsend as a well-designed fake punt picks up the necessary yardage and moves the sticks here for the Rebels as another injured Ram down at the 55-yard line this time.
And you like I agree with you. I think there's always a fine line between what I would call aggressive and what people would call desperate. And that's the play where, to me, that's an aggressive call. So I liked it as well. I mean, it's a risk, obviously, anytime you're going forward on 3rd down, but it's one that is not, doesn't reek of desperation. Like when you're watching a game and all of a sudden you say, you're really reaching here.
Yeah.
That's not a reach at all. That's just a good aggressive
You turn
call.
the ball over in that area of the football field, not the end of the world either.
Exactly.
But they ran it right towards their own sideline and got the job done as that Cullen picks himself up off the deck as he starts to make the long walk back to the sideline as well. But the Ram defender is starting to drop here a little bit in this playoff game, and you mentioned with the shortened rosters here, the depth chart is going to be taxed here for the Langley defense in this 2nd half.
And Sean's obviously a big part as he makes his way to the numbers now, back to the Rams bench. But he looks like he'll be okay. He's tough. He'll be probably back in there before no time. And he's a massive part of that Rams defense. Another all-star this year in the BCFC. Fun player to watch, Sean Cullen for the Rams.
1st and 10 now for Picard and company. As they'll hand off. No, it's a quarterback keeper. And a good cut from Vincent goes with the slide across the 50 to the 48-yard line. And that's close to another West Shore 1st down.
And there's that RPO option, the run-pass option. All Ethan Picard's doing there is looking at the defensive end to see if he flattens out and comes down the line of scrimmage. And that's the read. If he does that, he's pulling and he's running around the corner, and that's what happened there. If he doesn't, he hands the ball off, and if he doesn't, or if he also has the option of passing it. So good job there as Picard's just all he's doing on that play is watching what the defensive end does.
Bit of a tough spot as they mark him down at the 51, in fact, and Zion Brown will bring in a pass. He's tackled immediately, but not before picking up the 1st down inside the 45-yard line.
That's
As
a great
nice
play.
hook up from 3 to 4.
And you watch it there as Ethan throws his ball, and Zion's not even out of his break yet. So, I mean, those two guys have such good synergy, Zion Brown and Ethan Picard. As I watched that play, and I was just happened to be watching Zion on it, and literally as soon as, like, he hadn't even turned, and before he turned, the ball was even there. So that's a timing route that at this stage in the year, two good players like that, they make that in their sleep, and that was great timing by the Rebels.
That's what practice is all about. Now Picard just in the sunshine. Big fake. Now lobs one up into traffic and just incomplete. As Keyshawn Beswick, the closest man to it, couldn't come down with possession there, as trying to get him on the hitch and go there, and Beswick.
Yeah, that was a wheel route there that they ran there. You'll see it here as he just runs. Tough to see, but they're running the wheel on the outside, so, or an out and up, some will call it as well. But that's well played by the Rams. And Bestwick probably has the best shot, especially on that replay. There's a great replay by our team here, that he has the best shot at making that route. So that's a play that if you bite up on the short one, that's where the wheel or the out and up can come back and bite you.
Tyler, another Ram down. I think this is Beswick, who went down hard, face first into the turf, trying to make that interception. And he's the man that's down at the 10-yard line here. As you watch it again, just kind of watch the finish of this play as Beswick he might have landed on the football, and if you've ever done that, it does not feel, it's kind of like the old jam your hockey stick into the gut when you go into the corner. That's what that feels like. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. He'll be okay and get back in this football game in short order as well. But that's a scary feeling when you do that.
It's happened, and especially for a couple guys like us, even when we land on the balls, we have a little extra.
It disappears in there.
It just disappears. We got a little extra cushioning and padding in there than I'm sure Mr. Bestwick does. But when that happens, you lose your wind, and you feel like the world is coming to an end. But let's hope he comes back.
2nd and 10 here for Picard. He's got some time over the middle, and is that a completion or not? Waiting for a signal here. Incomplete from the official.
Funny, it was amazing. The official on the near side was waiting to see, and it was the one on the far side, which I'm surprised he made that call.
He wasn't in great position to make it.
No, because he was
Let's watch again here, Tyler. Yeah, it just gets shielded there.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And usually you can always tell by, like, in a call like that, like, how upset the receiver is. Because the receivers, unless they're just going to argue for the sake of arguing, lots of times their reactions can usually tell the tale. Because if they dropped it, they know they dropped it if they did. And usually those are the dead giveaways to tell if it was actually
just the way he kind of spun around protecting that ball. And there was a penalty on the Rebels anyways, which is declined, which brings up 3rd down. And out comes the kick team here for Coach Townsend and company. As they'll have to kick away to the Rams. They faked it the last time, but that was on a 3rd and about 3 to go. This is a 3rd and 10. But they're kind of in that area of the field where you got to be wary of this.
But you like to think, though, I mean, a field goal doesn't do you a whole lot of good, and we're far from counting points. But if you pin them here and play some defense, that's not a bad option either if you're the Rebels.
Lanuzzi, end-over-end kick. This one angling to the sideline. Will it stay in play? It will. Takes a couple of bounces here. No flags up the sideline for a couple. And the Rams offense will take back to the field now with a 4-point lead and momentum on their side here, trying to steer home this semifinal on their home field and await the winner of Valley and Okanagan. If it's Okanagan, they head for the Apple Bowl. If it's Valley, the Huskers are coming to map.
That's true. And that second half up in the Apple Bowl should be interesting, just like this one is here. So we'll see if the Huskers come out and have a great second half, and if the Sun can keep the momentum and take the victory at home. But that'll be where it is. We know the game will be next Saturday or wherever it will be. We don't know time or obviously opponents, as we've got 2 semifinals going on today.
Rams mascot giving a little T-shirt time away with the slingshot as Norman will hand off up the middle, and Jones lowers the pads in a violent collision about 3 yards upfield there. We'll bring up 2nd down.
Like the call, get Jones the ball, get him, like you said, get him. Like it doesn't seem like a lot, but the more he runs like that, the more when we get to the 4th quarter and halfway through the 4th quarter, that the power and the strength that Jones
your will,
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it should end up being maybe 4 yards, 4.5 yards, but I mean, it's the toll it can take on a defense where you're going in the 4th quarter, you're catching because you've been through a dogfight for the first 3.5 quarters.
We have yet to see Jones, really Terrell Jones, that is, get involved in this football game as Norman has a look his way. Now he's going to try and scramble. He's in some trouble. And he goes down for a sack here as the Rebels get home to the Rams quarterback. And that'll bring out the punt team. But I think West Shore has just done a real nice job eliminating number 2 from this football game. One of Langley's biggest threats just hasn't had the ball come his way at all.
No, and I mean, and Terrell's obviously one of the best in the league, led the league in receiving this year, 33 catches, over 800 yards. So, I mean, 7 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's such a force that you got to take a guy like that. And even if it means having a guy covering him low and a guy high like that, you have to do certain things to stop a good player like Terrell.
A bit of a short kick here. Arvalo will let it bounce by him as it takes a great Langley bounce all the way back to the 45-yard line. And right up the gut, and a would-be Jersey tackle didn't work out. Inside Langley territory down to the 39-yard line. Great return once again. This time from Tristan Remus Arvalo. And a short field now for West Shore with 4.5 minutes to go in the third.
Good return there by Arvalo. I mean, I don't think if you're the Rams, you're going to be happy with them tackling on that particular play. And that could be, again, where you've got guys that are now playing the teams that maybe didn't play the teams during the regular season. So it can be a challenge if you haven't played special teams and you're a backup receiver or a DB or a linebacker. Now you're put in positions where you have to play special teams because of the roster size, and it's hard. And you saw a good return there that probably should have been 10 yards or 15 yards back.
Just watching the Rams sideline as they set up a screenplay here.
Really
nice job from Marchand as he goes low and wraps up on Lyndon Williams for a loss of 1.
Yeah, really nice tackle there. If he doesn't make that tackle, I think Lyndon Williams is going to get at least a first down on that play. But great job there by Marchand, making sure that doesn't go anywhere. In fact, it was a loss for the Rebels.
I was just watching Jones and Norman have a bit of a conversation. Then Norman gathered up all his receivers and had a talk with them. And we'll see if that little discussion pays dividends their next time out on the field. As here's Picard to throw off his back foot, up for grabs, incomplete, no flags. And that'll bring up 3rd and long here on the Rebels as they come up empty. As Picard had to throw that one off his back foot, and be lucky once again that one.
Yeah, he was really lucky there because that one, he's throwing it, like you said, Jake, off his back foot, and that could have been big trouble there as that just kind of floated down the middle of the field. And
they're keeping the offense out here, Tyler.
Wow. On 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12 from the 41-yard line.
They have run a pooch kick before in the past, so we'll see maybe if they do that, or if it's gambling time here. This is really early here for the Rebels.
3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, just down 4. I mean, they are inside Langley territory here, so not the end of the world if you tell they are going to pooch it. Well done, Tyler McLaren, as they'll kick it down near the goal line. It's picked up. That's no yards, and maybe a chance for a return here. Look out from behind as he gets back across the 20.
So it's strange. I mean, the Rebels have done it a couple times this year, I've seen, but it's strange because Linuzzi pinned one in the corner down at the 5-yard line, and I know that the goal with that is to be able to kick the ball without a returner back. But the downside is you've got old linemen on the field. So if you're trying to cover punts with guys who are 325 pounds, you could see that was almost taken back and big trouble for the Rebels. So I like the way Linuzzi kicks the ball. You already hemmed one in the corner before. I guess it's a change. It's a new look. It's something for the Rams to think about, but I'm surprised that they would do that there.
I'm not exactly sure who the Ram is, but there is one out of pads on crutches now, and I'm not sure if that was Gino or whether that's Cooper down there or not, but surely not returning to this football game. Trying to stay out for some inspiration for his teammates here in this second half. As Langley goes back to work on offense here with just over 3 minutes to go, third quarter, leading by 4 as they start this drive from the 20. Norman takes the shotgun snap, looks over the middle, fires, and it's on the mark. Yeah, that was a spinning tackle there as he picked him right up off the turf as Scribner got whipped down and hung on to the football nicely.
Yeah, a little Calgary Stampede action there for, I think that was number 30. Was it 35?
And to get the rope out and get 3 of those legs wrapped up.
Yeah, good throw. Good throw there as Norman he's been on target lately. He's waiting for his receivers to clear. That was right on the money there.
There you see the injured Ram we were discussing. And brings up second down and short. And here's Ellie. And he's into the second level there for a first down carry. As he hit the hole with speed and picks up close to 7.
And that's the type of run, again, on second and short, second and 3, that you like to see how he ran the ball. And you can see there, even the Rebels, and as the game goes on and the more runs the Rams can establish, and they did this in the game that they played in West Shore, you start to see the defense just sag a little bit, and they start catching Ellie. And
it's hard work down there, Tom.
It's hard work. And then you start to see the Rebels where they get their hands on their hips. And I mean, it's a nice day today, but it's hard work stopping those two guys.
Now here comes Bruce Jones looking for a block, and he gets one. Jones trying to turn the corner upfield. He'll pick up close to 5 on first down as Langley's offensive line starts to impose their will a little bit here late in the third.
Of course, Reggie Ellie with Jones, both of them in the top 5 or 6 in the league in rushing. So that tells a tale, as Jones was 3rd in the league with about 830 yards, and Ellie right behind him at 5th at 594. So, I mean, you look at that and say there's 1,400 or so yards between two guys that have been really good for the Rams all year.
It was about a third of what Andrew Pockernick had that record-breaking year here in Langley, as he set all sorts of records for the Rams that season.
Touchdowns, I think, in rushing touchdowns in the CJFL and BCFC.
Yeah, just blowing teams out of the water that year.
Yeah, Pac was fun to watch. He ran the ball a lot like these guys too. It just really quick feet and just ran.
So ball on the 45. Got to get to the 50 for a first down as the shadows continue to creep across the field here. As we're late into the third quarter now of this playoff football game, with Langley hanging on to a 4-point lead after coming back from 2 scores twice. 2nd and 5. Dang across the formation. Norman over the middle, wide open, completion made. Pass was a little bit behind him, but Scribner did well to adjust to the football. No run after the catch, but secures the football for a first down, and that was job number 1. And he got that job done.
Yeah, it was good catch there by Scribner. He wanted to make sure he had the connection and the catch and the first down. He did all that. Probably would have loved to have been able to keep his feet, but wasn't able to there. But big play by the Rams is now they're basically right at midfield here and trying to get some more points before the end of the quarter.
Just on the township flag inside West Shore territory at the 55. Jones slicing through, picks up another 4.
I'm surprised there wasn't an offside on the play there by the Rebels.
I mean, if I'm Langley right now, I am changing up the snap count here a little bit. Maybe go with a hard count. You're going to get somebody to jump.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Ruther almost took the handoff there as he was in there like he was shot out of a cannon. So, I mean, if he makes that tackle, I mean, he could have been a fumble or dislodged or whatever, but was a minimal gain for the Rams there, gain about 2 or 3 on the play, so manageable second down here.
Let's call it a long 6 to go. As they load up to this side, a little swing pass here to Gob Dang. He makes the cut, trying to drive, and he'll be stacked up right near the line of scrimmage for no gain. Yeah, it's pretty good defense there from West Shore, and I think this will be another punting situation here for the Langley Rams, as out comes Andrew Lawson and the kick team.
Yeah, it should be the final play of the third quarter, and it is. So 21-17 here. So
what a game.
A really good game. And you know what? I keep getting the feeling, I had it in the first half, I had it a little bit there in the third quarter, where you think someone's just about to take over the control of this game and maybe expand the lead to 2 scores or something like that. And then before you know it, the other team comes back and says, not so fast. And that's the feeling I get in this one, where just when you think the Rebels can really push this out of range, Rams come back. And then in that third quarter, all of a sudden, just when the Rams get the momentum, take the lead, Rebels say, hang on, not so fast, and now they make it hard. So it's good. It could be down one of those last possession wins. See who has it at the end of the game.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but we saw 4 turnovers in that opening half. 3 from Langley, 1 from West Shore. I don't think we had one in that third quarter, did we not?
No, I think we were squeaky clean.
So, to me, team that takes care of the football here in the fourth may be the team to come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if somebody can make that big strip on defense or that big pick like C.J. Augustine did last week.
Or maybe a special teams play. As the kick from Lawson will bounce down at the 25, take a right-hand turn towards the sideline, and Lanuzzi with no other option to just watch it roll harmlessly out of bounds at the 19-yard line. And Langley's defense comes out. West Shore's offense comes out with 1 quarter to go in this BCFC semifinal matchup between West Shore and Langley, with the Rams leading the Rebels 21-17. We thank you for joining us here on BCFC TV and TELUS TV channel 1981 for Canadian junior football from the province of British Columbia. It's Jake Elliott and Tyler McLaren, the president of the BCFC, with you on the broadcast today. Winner moves on to the Cullen Cup. Loser, their season is over as Picard. The handoff, Lanuzzi making moves and picks up close to 7 on that first down carry.
Good carry there. I thought that Lanuzzi was going to be able to get a few more there, but Rams defender made a really nice tackle there. So it's going to set up another one of those big second and medium, second and short-ish type plays, and these are the ones where you want to make sure you convert them, because the last thing you want to do on this is leave yourself a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and half a yard. So these are the ones, and especially in the fourth quarter, you really got to bear down. If you're the back, make sure you get the first down. If you're the lineman, give that extra push to make sure you help your team.
Do they run or do they pass? They're going to go to the air. Pressure coming off the backside. Ball thrown up and incomplete as Picard got walloped from behind off the blind side. And that one will sting as a Rebel now down at the 40 off that incompletion. Might have collided with his own teammate.
He did. I was watching that. That's Zion Brown, number 4, and he looked like he connected with number 10 there as they kind of came together like on that route. I see it right there, as it might have been his knee or something hit Zion in the head, but he looks to be okay, maybe just shaken up, but he's able to come off the field on his own power. So
they don't want to lose number 4.
No.
That is for sure.
No, he's a big part of their game. He's one of their big play guys to the outside, so definitely hope, if you're a Rebel fan, that he's back in this game as soon as possible. But good job there by the Rams as they get the hold. They get the same type of thing. Now they got to kick it back. Rams should get the ball in Rebel territory after this punt.
High snap for Lanuzzi, gets the kick away, and this is just a gorgeous punt.
Maybe not. That's a heck of a punt.
Wow. That is a bomb right there. Here's Beswick on the return to the 40-yard line and no further.
That was
That's a 60-yard kick right there from Lanuzzi.
That was a bomb. He must have heard me up here saying the Rams are going to get the ball in Rebel territory and said, well, hang on a second.
Watch this thing in the air. I mean, the cameraman can't even get up high enough to film that thing. It was just a perfect spiraling kick about 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, that was he launched that one pretty good. So that's a nice benefit to have. If you can get a punter that can do that and flip the field for you with just his leg, that's a big plus for any team.
He came into this game averaging, I want to say, 36 yards per kick. He's blowing that right out of the water here today. And there's the hard count. Free play here for Langley. I mean, they've been doing that all game long, and finally they get caught.
Yeah, you're spot on too. Lanuzzi, 36 yards average on the season, so that's going to go up. But yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. There's the hard count. Now you see there, right there, the Rebel defender can't get himself out of there.
I mean, they've been literally timing up the snap count all game long, and I just kind of wonder what took him so long to change up the snap count or go with the hard count.
Yep. Either go on 2, go on 3, or if you really want to throw it off, just go on first down.
So we'll see, man. I mean, do it again. You're asking me. We'll see what they do here on 1st and 5.
I think they just gave it back.
I don't know.
They
did. They blow it down before Jones gets going here.
The right guard on this one, this is going to be a legal procedure here on the right guard of Langley as he jumped there, and you can see it here probably right on the replay. A little bit too early, but yeah, this will be a procedure against the Rams.
Preda pointing towards the Rebels, but this one clearly going against the Rams, as they would have let that play continue if it was against West Shore. But now it goes from 1st and 5 back to a 1st and 10, and what goes around comes around, I suppose, as the ball back to the 41-yard line here, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, Rams didn't like that call. They thought that should have been going in the other direction. But to me, that was what I saw in that one was the right guard, and then the right tackle actually followed suit, and they both jumped. They both had a case of the Yipsies a little bit before there.
Nothing like having a case of the Yipsies. Bruce Jones, the deep back for this 1st and 10. As the shadows almost engulfed now as Jones spins through one tackle, but no further. And a yard gain on that first down carry.
again, they went on, looked like first snap or first hut. Rebels were coming with a blitz again, and you keep thinking.
They've really lived on it, Tyler.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see it here, the Rebel defender. You can't that one, but he's coming right up the gut, and there is nowhere to go for the Rams. And they're like you said, they're living by the sword and dying by the sword. If they can live and get through another week, then kudos to them. But they feel comfortable based on their athletes. That's the best. That gives them the best chance to win.
2nd and 9. Norman to throw. Jones on the out pattern, turns it upfield, and I think that's a first down.
It'll be enough for a first down. The spot there gives it a gain of an extra yard or two. So that
Tyler, that looked easy.
That pitch and catch, that looked like.
And I don't know why they haven't just targeted number 2 a little bit more on plays like that. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmaker.
Well, especially he's so good after he gets the ball in his hands too. So the yak yards can roll up with a guy like Terrell Jones. He can make a guy or two miss very easy. He's pretty good once he gets the ball in his hands.
Very good. 1st and 10 from the right hash now, 53-yard line, and play action. Tedeschi, the catch, slicing, 10 yards, make it 11 on the catch as he kind of mishandled the original reception, but once he got it tucked away, a nice burst of speed for an 11-yard gain.
And what that does there is when you see how quickly the ball's out of Hunter Norman's hands. Again, the Rebels are coming with a blitz. They brought 5 on that play. But what it does is that's almost like what a screen pass would be. It's almost like a bubble screen that they're running there. But when you force the ball out to the sides, it negates what a blitz can do. And that's another way that if you're trying to combat what a team that does blitz a lot, that's another way to do it. Just get the ball out to your backs as fast as possible.
As much as I've been harping on going to Jones here, I think Norman and the offense has done a nice job of spreading the ball around. We've seen Ronsley, Scrivener, Tedeschi. They've all had touches in this football game as Jones gets another touch here, but again, not much along the ground on first down as he picks up just a couple.
Yeah, very minimal gain. They're trying to run up the middle. I still think I like the Rams when they're trying to run more outside the tackles or off the tackles.
Little zone run.
Get maybe a little bit more zony as opposed to more ISOs and more insides and that kind of thing. Where like the leads right up there, like get them out more outside the tackle running and let him get his stride in.
Isaiah Edwards, Gob Dang. They got some weapons out there to serve the ball around too. And now they're starting at a 2nd and 8. Empty backfield here. Norman got a man, got a catch, and close to another Langley first down as they'll mark him right at the sticks here. And now it's going to come down to the spot.
I think he's a little short. My eyes
Tough to tell from our angle here. They have not made the signal yet.
I think he's short.
I'm going to say 3rd down here. And
timeout, Langley. So decision time here. It's tough. You don't want to necessarily use a timeout.
I think this area of the field here, Tyler.
It's a big play.
You're not punting. You're not kicking a field goal. I think you just line up the Hogs against each other here. And
well, that's why I was surprised. I like if they needed the timeout because they wanted to see if it was a like decide whether they want to go for it or not. That I understand. I don't really get because to me this is a no doubter where I think you're going regardless. So if they had a personnel issue or something that made them call a timeout, I get it. But to me, this is not a situation where you need to think about it. This is you're going if you're Langley.
And I don't want to give them the broadcaster's jinx here, Tyler, because we all know that is a very real thing. But Hunter Norman, perfect in this second half so far, does not have an incompletion.
Wow. And you know what? He's made some really good throws, hard throws that have been right on the money. So that's a pretty good stat, and we appreciate that from our awesome stats crew here. So that's pretty cool for Hunter. And he's been really good here, especially in the second half. He settled right down.
Reggie Ellie deep, lead blocker ahead. Ellie on the carry. He's got the first down as he powers through, and he'll pick up close to 10. And that'll move the sticks here for the Rams on a big 3rd down conversion.
And it's funny, like we talk about how he played here, and it almost happened. Maybe just putting Terrell Jones out to warm up was enough to get Hunter Norman to get refocused.
Snap into it.
Because since that time, we called that in the first quarter second quarter when we saw that, whenever that was. All of a sudden, he's been pretty good since. So he's rebounded.
Good. Yeah, I'll say. 1st and 10. Here comes pressure again. It's Ellie. And dragging tacklers with him for about 3, maybe 4, as they push the ball down to close to the 25-yard line here of the Rebels.
This is a big play here because you're now a second and medium, second and 7-ish type of thing. So you're in field goal range, which
I'm running that out pattern
Yeah,
to Jones right
back
now.
to
Low
it.
pitch and catch, like he said right here. Just, fake the deep, cut it off, and deliver the football. Short side of the field here, near boundary.
massive play here for both teams.
Almost directly in between the hash marks for this 2nd and 5. And here's Norman to throw, deep over the middle, and it's intercepted as Dang broke his root off, and wow. That's the 4th intercept. There it is. I shouldn't have said it.
We jinxed them there. But that's a massive play by the Rebels, and they were coming. I'm sure we'll get a replay here. They were emptying the chamber here as they're coming like there's nobody's business. What happens there is it was basically man all over the field. So Hunter did what he had to do, knew he had to get rid of the ball quick, knew everybody was in man coverage, and probably just thought, I'm just going to throw this up, see if my guy can make a play.
I wonder if Gob Dang ran the wrong route, or whether Norman thought he was going to do something that he didn't do, because where he put that football and where Dang was when he put it there
weren't in line.
No, it's not in the same area code. So, big turnover here on the Rams. It remains a 4-point game, and now Picard will look deep. Zion Brown, a catch, breaks away from a tackle, and now it's a foot race, and nobody's catching 4 from behind, or are they? Oh, tripped up at the last second by Beswick.
That's Zion Brown is a speed demon, and you saw it right there. Beswick is obviously right behind him in the speed demon category. I thought Zion was going to score, so that could turn out to be a huge play. Great hustle there by Beswick as he comes back to just get him on the shoestrings there. But you can see here,
you got to make that tackle right there, and good on him for not giving up on the play. But man, oh man, inches from 6 there.
Especially when and the corners know this. They're in such an island out there that they know that if they don't make that tackle, it's going a long way. So at the very least, hold on to the guy, wait for the cavalry to come, but you got to make sure you don't let the guy get away from you into open field.
And now Picard will go up under center for this 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. It's Lanuzzi. Touchdown.
Big play there, as I wasn't sure Lanuzzi was going to get in there, but he is. Again, the momentum switches back and forth. That's a big play for the West Shore Rebels as they will take the lead now, 23-21. I'm assuming they will try and kick the extra point to go up by 3. But that's a big response there after the turnover. And what was that, 2 or 3 plays, and the Rebels are in the end zone after the interception.
That's all it took, was just 2 plays. The big shot to Zion, who went down the sideline for about 60 yards, and then Lanuzzi punches it in from 5 yards out to put the Rebels back in front by 2 with the extra point to come. And it's Wiersma who will pound it through.
And there's the momentum. I mean, again, the third quarter, if you watched it, I mean, we touched on the fact Hunter Norman was perfect.
Well, and we said who was going to take care of the football, right?
Yeah,
turnovers, and that one, a costly one on Langley, is not only does it take points away from, or potential points away from them, but it turns into points for West Shore just a couple of plays later, and now Langley find themselves back down 3.
So you think to yourself, now all of a sudden you go, okay, West Shore gets a big interception, they get the quick score after the big play by Zion Brown, the run by Lanuzzi. Now if you're West Shore, you're thinking, okay, we can make a couple plays here, and this is lights out. So you see the ebbs and flows of a game like this between 2 good teams, 2 pretty evenly matched teams. And it just comes down to the fact that who's going to have the ball last, who's going to make, when their momentum is on their side, who's going to make that extra play to push them over the top. And right now, obviously, the Rams are going to probably try and combat this little momentum surge by the Rebels that they've got and try and say, okay, hold on, not enough, no more of this. We're going to take momentum back on our side.
Lanuzzi will tee it up at the 45-yard line. And kick it back here to Langley as I'll get you to look up a score from the Apple Bowl here and update the football fans on what's going on in the other semifinals as we come down the stretch in this one. A line drive kick angling far sideline. And it's picked up at the 12. Murins to the far boundary, upfield and out across the 30. And a decent return for Langley. as they'll bring out the offense here with 7:14 to go in this football game.
Good return there. Lots of time left here, and just we're at the halfway point of this fourth quarter, so lots of time here. And we do have an out-of-town update from the Apple Bowl. It is still 22-19. The Okanagan Sun leading the Valley Huskers with about 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. So,
all right, 3-point game there.
So if you're the Huskers, the more you hang around, the more you believe that you can win. So
I'm sure the Rebels feel the same way as they have the lead here with the clock moving now. And Norman, with pressure coming off the edge, will just hold on to this football, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down. And again, the line of scrimmage just being won by West Shore pretty much this entire game.
Yeah, again, they're coming there again, and that one Norman just tried to look to his right, then he was going to come back across the middle, but before he can even do that, there's a red helmet and a white jersey right on his lap.
So, big loss to go along with it of 5 yards. Second down at 15 here, and a dangerous play to come now for Langley, trying to convert in their own zone. Where do you go with the football here? They got time. It's a crossing pattern over the middle.
Really nice defensive play.
Chopped down quickly for not much.
Really, really nice to play as they were trying to clear out, let Isaiah Edwards come across. I think that was Isaiah Booten with a really nice making sure that Edwards, who can break tackles as well as Zion Brown, Terrell Jones, and you could see Booten times this one perfectly as he catches the ball, just turns and whammo right there. And Isaiah can't get his legs going upfield. So that's a nice tackle by the Rebel defender. And now looks like another injured player on the field.
It is Isaiah, I think, who might have been cramping up a little bit in the calf area late in this game. But it's a punting situation for Langley. And, you would think they can't afford to surrender any more points at this juncture of the contest.
No, you don't want. Right now you're still within a field goal if you're the Rams. You certainly don't want to give up another major and make it a two-score game. So, the Rebels should get, unless Andrew Lawson can have a kick like Gio Lainuzzi did on his last one. And Lawson's capable of booming them too, but they want to make sure they get a good kick. Rebels are probably licking their chops, going, "We should get the ball back on the Rams side of midfield here." Unless Lawson, I'll give him the jinx like I did Lainuzzi. We'll watch him pound one for 60 as well. But Rebels should get okay field position, but we'll see what happens on this punt here.
There's Lawson, and he gets a boomer away as well, driving his man all the way back, who bobbles it, takes it at the 32-yard line. Langley downfield.
There's a clip too, so that's a dumb.
Another flag comes in back at the 52 as well, and this might be a big-time penalty here against West Shore.
I think the punters can hear me saying that they're going to get the balls back on the other side of midfield, because the last two times I thought was going to happen, dead wrong, and they've boomed them. But West Shore, they should have been at least around midfield or even the Rams' 40 or 50-yard line. They're probably going to be at their own 25 or 30.
Well, let's see here. He got his hands on it. So now that's a live football right there. But here comes the block.
You see the clip right there.
Right there.
And that is one of them.
And then there was another flag back on the Rams sideline.
Yeah, that one's a pretty obvious one. I don't think there's Rebels, if they saw that, I know it was a far side of the field, and they're it was right in front of us, and it was a far side, but they won't like that penalty when they see that. That was not a very good penalty to take on the play.
So they're moving all the way back to the 32-yard line.
27.
Excuse me.
So look at that yardage swing there with the penalty, with the big kick by Lawson. That was huge for the Rams.
The Rams will try and come up with a stop on defense with 5:45 here to go in the game. Picard the handoff. And a good hole. Look out. He can run as he gets across the 55-yard line and out of bounds.
Really nice play as they just ran a counter play, pulled a couple guys through the hold. Lainuzzi hit it, timed it perfectly. That basically got them back into Rams territory now. But you can see the pullers come through. He's following the big blockers, makes one man miss, and then it's get in the open field and stretch it out for your team. Good run there.
He does not lack confidence.
No,
I will say that.
I mean, to me, he's been outstanding today. He's got an interception. He's ran the ball really well. He's punted the ball. Had a couple of really nice punts. To me, he's been his long field goal he had in the first half. So, a really nice day for number 2 from West Shore, Gio Lainuzzi.
Ball into Langley territory now at the 54-yard line here of the Rams. And it's Lanuzi again, bouncing around back there, and somehow breaks through and picks up close to 8 yards. He just put on a clinic of footwork back there and managed to surge ahead after evading 3-4 would-be tacklers.
And you know what, Jake? Right there, I was just about to say something not positive about Gio, because to me, he was dancing on that play, and I thought the Rams were going to swarm and tackle him. And I was going to say they won't be happy with this, because you can see him kind of dancing, feet are going a million miles an hour, and that was usually drives coaches nuts. But to his credit there, he was managed to still pick up about 8 yards for his team. That was a good run there by Gio.
I was trying to think of some good dancers. Baryshnikov, Fred Astaire.
It's definitely not the two guys sitting on the broadcast, I don't think.
There he is through the pile.
Unless we're dancing down to the Buffett in the ferry going to Victoria.
Do they still have those?
They do every now and then.
I thought they took them away.
See, I would think a guy like you and I would know which ferries potentially have a buffet. So when we're going over to watch sports,
scout it out. Yeah, never mind the scout of the football team. We're scouting out the buffet.
Scouting it out. You got the nice powdered eggs that come on your plate, like with an ice cream scoop. There's nothing better.
Well, it's a first down here for West Shore. The clock under 4 minutes now as Langley looking for a stop here, trailing by 3. And West Shore looking to drive a nail in here if they can tack on a major. And it's Vincent up the gut for about 5.
Good running there. Vincent hasn't been in there as much in the second half, but he can do that as well. He just there wasn't a whole lot of room there, and you can just see he just kind of darts his way through there. Followed his lead blocker there and just got what he can. Still picked up about 5 on that play. So good run there by Ryan Vincent as he comes into the game.
And West Shore wants to run the football in this situation. Langley's got to know that West Shore wants to run the football, and they're going to find a way to stop the run here. Continuing to go with that 3-man front. And here comes pressure as Vincent. And
going to be short, obviously, here.
A couple of yards.
Decision time now as it'll be. If they try a field goal, it's going to be about a 43-yarder.
That gets you up 6 if you make it.
Takes the field goal out of the equation. Gio's coming onto the field.
Yeah, let's see here. That's an interesting call.
Definitely has the leg to do this.
36-yard line, so you're looking at what, about a 48-yarder or something like that?
He's at the 36, so 43. 42, 43 it should be. So he's got the leg to do it. Now, if you're, we're at the 3-minute warning here. If you're the Rebels, I'm sure if they are going to try a field goal here, guess what? I mean, the coaches probably said, no, they want to jinx a kicker by any stretch. But I'm sure somebody had said to him, if it looks like they may be going for it, Ethan Picard is still on the field.
Yeah.
But if they do kick this field goal, I could tell you what I would not that I want to think negatively on my kicker, but I could tell it what I would be telling him as he runs on the field. If you're going to miss it, guess what? Hammer it through the end zone.
Yeah, I mean a single here is a big point
for sure. So they're going to let this run down and then take the timeout. And there it is, as they want to just milk as much time off the clock. So the Rebels are going to take a timeout, give themselves some more time to think about it. Smart there to take the 20 seconds off, take the timeout. Now you got more time to think about it. And
what a game we have seen here today. I mean, just good football on both sides of the field here. And it's going to come right down to the final moments of this one.
And this is huge. I mean, like I say, if the Rebels, they could take their. I know the Rams they definitely used one timeout for sure in this half. But if they were ever to say we're going to go for this, that would be, huge if they could get a first down for them. And if you're Rams, obviously you're sitting there going, we need the ball back at some point. Now, no better time to get it than on a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I put 2:43 on the big ticker here, so a little time added back onto the clock. As West Shore is staring at a 3rd down and 5 here. Got to get to the 32-yard line for a first down as the ball on the, I guess it's 36 it sits on right now. And they do bring the offense back onto the field here. Picard, Lianuzzi, and they're late a man to get on, a couple in fact.
That tells me they were probably thinking one thing and then changed their mind.
A couple of linemen scrambling into the play here. And they're going to line one up in the backfield here for a lead blocker. And if you're Langley,
So this is not good.
no, this is a time count, is it not?
So it's a delay of game for sure, time count. So the other problem with this is now it's a 10-yard penalty.
And you can't take a back-to-back timeout either.
So this is going to be a 10-yard penalty,
Which
So
takes you
now
out of range.
It takes you completely out of range. So now you have no other choice if you're the Rebels to put your punt team on.
Oh, man.
So that is not good time management, especially taking a delay of game coming out or a time count coming out of a timeout.
Yeah.
But you saw the confusion you touched on, Jake, when you saw the guys running back and forth, and that tells me that maybe they were thinking one thing and went with another.
But as linemen, you got to be ready to fulfill your assignment as well. You can't be not knowing that you're supposed to be on the field or not supposed to be on the field. You have to know.
The only thing I'm thinking is one of the guys that was running on the field was Kamari Barney, number 77. He would be a guy who would not normally be on a field goal team. So maybe somebody said to him, we're kicking a field goal, and then it all of a sudden turned into offense.
Oh, short kick off the side of the foot here. And that is the worst kick of the day here for number 2. And it's a big moment in this game. And now Langley will bring on the offense. And you know it's 3-down territory at this point here for Norman and company. Down 3 with 2:38 to go. And about, 65, 70 yards to go here.
Yeah, I would think they need to get. I wouldn't want to kick anything under 40 if you're the Rams. So they got to be aiming around the 30-yard line, at least for a timed field goal. If they can't get one even deeper and into the end zone, but not a good kick there for Lainuzzi, and he'll like that. We wish he could have that one back.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Here comes pressure off the edge, picked up. Norman will throw this one away.
Rebels will probably be looking. There was a receiver in the area, but Rebels are probably going to be thinking grounding. But there was a Ram receiver. He was just way downfield, so that was fall to the turf, and there was no Ram receiver within 10 or 15 yards of that. But that'll be incomplete in just a second down.
And they really continue to bring pressure off the edge into the face of Norman, as well as you'll see it come at the bottom of your screen there. And Jones does well enough to pick it up, but just not enough time to find an open receiver for Norman. Here's 2nd down. Norman throws. It's low for Ronsley and incomplete. And now ball game right here, right now on a 3rd and 10.
Because this is a 3-point game, I would contemplate punting here if I'm Jordan McCarty. You're still 2:29. You have at least one timeout. I'm surprised they're going to go for this in their own territory. Those 2 plays didn't take much off the clock. You only need 3. If you need 7, maybe a different conversation, but I guess that's why we're sitting up here and they're down on the field.
Here we go. They bring 3 receivers to this near side. Season on the line here. Jones split wide, up high. And here's the snap for Norman. Over the middle. High pass to Desi. Had it in his hands and he dropped it.
Yeah, he had that. The Rebels didn't come with blitz there. They only brought the
a
4.
flag late.
Oh, boy. That was really late.
And what's this call going to be?
I didn't see anything during the play. This tells me it's probably going to be Rebel ball. Might be an objectionable conduct, would be my guess, which if that's the case, it's not a change-up because Rebels will still keep the ball. Because I didn't see anything during the play unless
Tedeschi just beside himself. Can't believe he didn't make the catch. It was a good ball from Norman, certainly a catchable one.
Unless I'm missing something, this is probably somebody saying something, might be an objectionable conduct. Because I didn't see anything during the play, so that tells me it's probably more somebody taunting or. Let's see if he does objectionable conduct. So 10, that'll be Rebels will keep possession, 10-yard penalty. So that's the case where somebody probably said something to somebody. Which at 2:26 left in a 3-point game, I wouldn't be saying much to anybody because there is still a lot of time in the Canadian football game. The game that there is a lot of time with 2:26 left in the game.
Well, here we go. With a 1st and 10 now from the 47 of Langley with 2:26 to go on the clock. West Shore trying to steer this thing home and advance in the playoffs. With a 4-man front here to the Rams, knowing the run is coming, and Lainuzzi will drive ahead for about 5.
Good run there, power run there, and that's, I mean,
He is a hard man to take down.
It's almost like he can dance around like he was doing on that one where he's able to get about 8 yards. There, it was showing the power game where he just lowered his head, tried to drag the Ram defenders, got a really good job there, and that's a big gain. Now, again, even though you're second down, you're right on the precipice of being able on the field goal range if you can get a first down. Yeah. Which makes it really hard because then all of a sudden that would force the Rams to have to need a touchdown.
They need a stop here on 2nd down and 4. Picard.
It's coming.
Here comes pressure. And Lanuzzi will go down, no gain. 3rd down.
Rams brought the pressure there. Howard Chow, I think, was right in on that one as he's excited down there. I think that's number 5. But you can see there the Rams came with the heat there. They haven't done it nearly as much as the Rebels have today, but they came at the right time there. Now, again, you can milk some time off the clock, but so the Rams stopped the clock with a timeout. I think that's their last one. So they will be able to stop it. So they're going to get this ball back. Rebels have to punt here, I would think. And you got to think Linuzzi is going to say it isn't going to happen twice. Because if he can crank one into, he's going to be kicking, he's going to be standing around his own side. We're at the 53-yard line. If he can drive one, he can kick what he can get it to near that corner pretty good. He's got a strong leg for the punt.
1:57 to go, and this thing coming right down to it.
Their offense is still on the field, which is bizarre.
Are they going to squib this one?
Or are they going to try and get the Rams to jump and just take the delay of game, maybe? I'm surprised. I would be shocked if they handled this ball if they ran a play. Or going back to the quick kick.
I don't know what's coming here, Tyler, and I don't know if the Rams do either. He's going for the hard count here. He's not snapping this ball.
The only downside, if you take a delay of game, it's another 10-yard penalty. It's one thing if it's a 5-yard penalty. Do you want 10? Now they use their timeout, so now they should be out. Okay, so they don't lose the 10-yard penalty, so they should be out of timeouts now. So the Rams, I'm sure
this is just a chess match coming down the stretch.
The Rams weren't buying that, and I'm sure they said, let's make sure, especially when it's only a third.
Well, they're going to be left with some time here to try and win this game.
And I guess the Rams were probably the first thing they probably said, especially on a 3rd and 5 play, is hold your water, don't jump, don't move, because knowing that a first down there is first down or very close depending on where the sticks are. So
the lights just coming on here at McLeod Athletic Park. I'm not sure they're going to quite take effect before this game comes to a close, but
no overtime, Jake. You got to go somewhere tonight, or
I'm having stuffed peppers for dinner. I know that.
You're having your turkey on a Saturday night tonight?
No, it's coming tomorrow. Here we go. Lanuzzi back to punt.
Right at midfield.
Standing at his goal line is Beswick for the return. The kick away, and it's a good one all the way into the end zone here.
Get it out.
I don't know if he's going to. He's not going to.
Yeah, it's huge.
He's going to lose a single here, and now Langley will have to score a touchdown to win this game.
That's normally in the most games when you do that as a punter, you get ripped by your coach because you want to get it to the corner because the Rams are going to get the field position out of this. In this case, obviously, it helps you because now a field goal doesn't do you any good. So now the Rams are going to have to drive to the point. The Rebels will happily take the Rouge there.
Here's what you practice right from spring camp, 2-minute drill.
We said whoever has
need
the ball
a touchdown. 1:47 to go. Timeout in the bank. And you got to empty the playbook out here if you're Langley. Now, what does West Shore want to do defensively? Keep the pressure up or drop back in coverage? Here's the pass. Tedeschi the completion, and he's got about 6.
Because you have the benefit of not having to worry about a field goal. If you're West Shore, you can be loose here. Ideally, you want to keep the Rams inbounds, but you can give up a couple. You just can't give up the big chunk play, the big home run play. But these 10-yard or 8 yards, that's not going to kill you if you're West Shore.
Clock starts to move again. 1:40. Norman dropping back, rolling out, looking downfield, fires, completion. Scribner, first down for Langley at the 50-yard line.
Still in bounds, so clock will run as soon as they place this ball. Rams are trying to get a second play in here, and 91 seconds left here in this one, and
this is what it's all about right here, folks.
Exciting
Ball is
game,
down.
hugely exciting game for the fans here today.
Clock stops on the first down, now starts to wind.
Blitz coming.
Here's Norman. Blitz picked up. Norman over the middle into traffic, and it's picked off. Oh, Dang reached out for it and couldn't. And now down to the ground.
Late flag here on this. Again, I think this is going to be for talking and somewhat, but that was number 16 for West Shore. I think that was Isaiah Booten with a big play there.
Just too many turnovers here for the Langley Rams in this crucial playoff game. Norman with his 5th interception of the afternoon, and I don't care who you're playing against. You throw 5 picks against anybody, you're probably not winning the football game.
And I mean, you think back, and we go back last week, Jake, is Picard, I believe, had 5 last week for the Rebels, and guess what happened in that one?
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, yes, it's hard to overcome when you're throwing 5 picks or like the turnover, especially when you get 2 teams that are so close like this. It's 5 picks or 5 turnovers or 6 turnovers. Like it's hard to overcome.
I mean, we said it in the third quarter. The team that takes care of the football in the fourth quarter is probably going to be the team that wins this game. And that has been West Shore and not Langley here this afternoon.
And they get the big turnover down near the goal line and then score with Zion Brown or almost score with him. And now there's a big turnover there. And you could see that last play, Hunter Norman was trying to squeeze that into a really tight window. And as soon as he threw it, you could hear he probably wince at home going, oh no. And the Rebels were Booten was able to make the interception.
There's another 5-yard carry for Leonuzzi.
Now, if you're West Shore, you're saying to your running backs and your quarterbacks, 2 hands on the ball.
Just don't give it up at this point. As they're up 4 and 66 seconds to go with the clock ticking. 2nd down and 6. Langley looking for a turnover. West Shore looking for a 1st down dagger. And it's a run right.
Stay in bounds.
And he'll get the 1st down, and out of bounds he goes. And that should just about do it here for the Rebels.
So going out of bounds, if you get the 1st down, doesn't hurt you if you're West Shore. If he didn't get the 1st down, he would probably get an earful from his coaching staff on the far side.
Man, oh man. What a game.
It's been awesome. And I mean, these 2 teams played 2 good games. So I mean, we kind of expected a really
we talked about trying to beat a team 3 times in a row as well, right off the top, right? It's a real, for whatever reason, it is just such a difficult thing to do to try and beat the same team 3 times in a season.
And the way you have it, I mean, the way I always tell teams, and we see it all the time when you see teams play each other, like where we think they're going to see each other 3 times, is the first game that you play against a good team, it's feeling out. You want to see what they got. You want to show them what you got, like that type of stuff. So if you win or lose, it is what it is. It happens. Then you play the second game, and the second game basically decides where the third one's going to get played. And the one that you obviously want to win is the third one, the one here like today in the semifinal. But if the Rebels say it won the second one, we might be playing this game in West Shore. So, but it shows you can lose the first 1 or 2.
Yep.
And as long as you get the one that matters, that's the one you want.
That's the one you're going to remember. 1st and 10 now, 48 seconds to go. And it's a handoff to the up back here, who will go out of bounds after picking up another 1st down.
Yeah, again, going out of bounds is not the greatest thing, but when you're pulling off big yards like that, you can tell the body language on the Rams defenders is not good right now. So Rebels won't mind going out of bounds as long as they're picking up 1st downs and moving the sticks, because now it's basically you can kneel time here as the Rams have no timeouts left.
Just 42 seconds remain.
And I'm sure that's what they're talking about on the sidelines. They're just confirming Mark Townsend's out talking to the official with Ethan Picard. I'm just basically saying 42 seconds. It's no timeouts. We don't have to take our shoes and socks off to do this math.
Victory formation. We'll wind the clock.
I wouldn't be handing the ball off anymore. I can tell you that.
No, just take a knee here, and this thing's over. And Langley just beside themselves right now, seeing one slip away from their hands. They got down early in this game. They took the lead 21-17. We're driving for a multi-score lead, and the big turnover goes back the other way. Zion Brown with a big play.
That was a huge one.
coming up huge here along the ground in a running capacity, something he hasn't done all year long. And I just think the game plan defensively for West Shore just kind of caught Langley off guard here a little bit. They could not control the line of scrimmage here this afternoon.
Yeah, the big turnover when the Rams were up 21-17 that then led to the Zion Brown touchdown, that was huge. And then to your comment, Jacob, about Gio Lionuzzi, to me he was the best player on the football field today, all around.
Yeah,
and I mean,
kicking,
we'll see
running,
what the stats. He had an interception on defense. He probably ran for over 100 yards. His punting, he had the one shank that he won't like, but he had a couple of really massive punts that were huge. Kicked a big field goal. We haven't seen stats yet, but to me, if I was giving out a game ball, I'd be going to number 2, Gio Lionuzzi.
Yeah, I mean the injuries defensively as well for Langley. Losing Cooper and Gino early in this game did not help matters either. And congratulations to the West Shore Rebels as they end the season for the Langley Rams, and will move on to the BC final and take on the winner of the Huskers and Sun. That should be into the fourth quarter now. You can flip over and check out the finish of that game. And appreciate all your work all year long, Patrick, for the stats, and to your boy as well, Tyler. Thank you to you for stepping in the color chair this afternoon as well. Always fun to call a game with you. And
I even brought my Jay Prep Truck.
Oh, I got one of those too. Look at that. We got
so
matching
we're
pins
matching
right
ones. I thought I could get Jay's
I
autograph.
asked him. He was down in Vegas this week. I don't know what he's doing down there. But that will do it here from McLeod Athletic Park today as the West Shore Rebels walk into Langley as the 3 seed and upset the 2 seed here by a final score of 25-21, as that'll wrap up another Rams season for yours truly as well. I want to thank Dana Matheson, the entire Rams organization, and of course you and everybody involved with the BCFC to let me do what I love to do, and look forward to another season to come next year. Canadian Bowl back in BC next year, or is it in the Prairies?
It's in the Prairies next year.
Well,
back here the year after.
All right. So we'll have to wait a couple years.
2026.
We'll be gearing up for that one, I'm sure. But we will get you on your way to our entire production crew here at McLeod Athletic Park. And for Tyler McLaren, I've been Jake Elliott for the Pigskin and the Gridiron. Have a good night, everybody. Congratulations to the West Shore Rebels.
Should've had it down by now. Always fucking around. Ain't got a clue how to claim a virtue. American playboy. Should've hit the brakes. American playboy. You addicted to the chase. American playboy. Take a bite of the fruit. American playboy. Clinging to faded youth now. What you gon' do? What you gon'
On our dog-friendly patio. We're more than just a brewery, we're an experience. Right here in the heart of Langley. At Camp Beer Co., we're driven by community, passion, and
be the king of something now. I see the way the rain falls off a leaf. Married to the air of temporality. Should've had it down by now. Always fucking around. Ain't got a clue how to claim a virtue. American playboy. Should've hit the brakes. American playboy. You're addicted to the chase. American playboy. Take a bite of the fruit. American playboy. Clinging to sex on fire, 'cause I wanted to be the king of something. Now I know how change holds hands with hope. Married to the air of temporality.